All right, guys, with that said, let's jump back into it. Continue. So we had just talked to those workers that said, yes, we hung that guy, but we know there's more to the story because we found a bullet in the corpse. So if we check out our little notebook right here, we have so many things to do. This game is so detailed and immense. Oh, I just realized this. There's a clock icon on some of these. So some of these you have to actually do by a certain time. Is that right? I didn't really notice that before. That's kind of cool. They hung him, Phantasma, but there was also a bullet lodged like in the back of his skull that we were able to fish out. So he was shot first, and then I think they hung him to cover up the fact that they hung him. So one of our major things we need to do now is we have to prove our authority to this Titus guy. He's kind of the big, strong, intimidating guy that's part of this union that did the killing, allegedly. So we are going to have to establish authority, but I think we need more details before we can do that. We've kind of done everything we could as far as dialogue options. We'll have to come back to that. Let's see. And so far, you just stuck with the game's preset builds as a respect to the direction they wanted me to play. I kind of thought the same thing. It's like, I bet I'm going to get some unique options if I go with one of the pre-builds. Oh, and here's a description of the book. Maggie Hoskey is a Dainta monster hunter, supernaturally gifted killer. When a small town needs to help find a missing girl, Maggie is their last hope. But what Maggie uncovers is the monster is much more terrifying than anything she could imagine. That sounds pretty cool. I dig that. Let's see. And what is this shenanigans? Does someone decide they need to build a better tower than me? I just barely got it started. That's going to be like our little house there, Tajay. Okay, so that was one of the primary tasks we need to do, but I really don't know what to do beyond get more details first. So the other one we had to do, which was, I think, important, is interview the Wild Pines rep. We still haven't talked to them. There's really more people we need to talk to. This game doesn't really tell you what is like your primary focus, which is good and bad. It's really cool because it gives you complete freedom to tackle the game however you want and not feel, I need to do the main story. However, with the way I often play games, I want to do the main story because I could spend 2 months probably streaming this game. Oh, was that a fun one? Muted? I'll check that out. Actually, I need to find them. I think it said that they were at the harbor, if I remember correctly. If I look at this, they own the harbor. Okay, well, if I look at the map, which I think is also here. Here we go. Yeah, so we are kind of like right here. The harbor, there's kind of water everywhere, isn't there? I see a bunch of boats up here. Maybe that's where this representative is hiding out. And Hasifa, how are you doing? Good. Words are hard. How's it going, dude? It's good to see you, man. Okay, so let's try wrapping around there. Oh, you're also on day 2. Nice. And you can tell your playthrough has been very different so far. Glad you stuck it out to play the game twice. I could definitely see this game being very replayable with all the different solutions and options to accomplish things. That's amazing. Okay, so I think there was boats right up here. Maybe we'll find that representative. I didn't explore too far this way. We started to come this direction, and then it said that was like a hotel or apartments, I think. And it kind of backed away.
A sturdy metal door guards the southwest entrance to the apartment building. It's locked.
Yeah, I couldn't think of any reason to go in the apartment, but we could check it out. Might as well now.
The door rattles against your knuckles, but there's no response.
Knock again.
The door rattles again, but this time you hear an elderly woman's voice calling out from inside.
Oh, there's someone home. Oh, you figured it out, Relentless? Did you have like a, lightning bolt sort of big brain moment where you're like, that's right? Or did you do what I do and brute force stumble your way through there?
Stop banging on the door. I'm not letting any more strangers inside.
Any more strangers? So somebody else is messing with you? Hold on. Who am I speaking to?
Doesn't matter who I am. Now go on, get out of here.
This is the police. Open up the door.
Ha! The police? Everyone knows the police don't come round here.
She's just laughing at us. But I'm not joking.
No, I already told you. I won't be responsible for any more strangers getting into the building. Go check the backyard door. Maybe someone there will.
I love this. Rather than me doing anything more, I'd be like, Kim, tell her we're real policemen.
Madame, I assure you, we are real police officers.
I'm sure he sounds way more professional than we do.
There is no reply. Just faint, sweeping sounds inside.
Okay, so to get in there, we'll have to go around the backside, I suppose. And no love for lying in bed past midnight when the solution to a problem suddenly comes to you. That could happen too. That doesn't usually happen for me. I brute force things, but that is a great way to do it. Oh man, that's happened to me so many times, Relentless, where I just miss some little detail, like it's a switch or a button or something. Oh, that's frustrating. Can I talk to this person from down here? They're up on the balcony.
The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent rushing down Rue de Esperance. You wait and see.
The girl stares at the sailboat by the pier. Is it just me, or can you guys not read the word torrent and immediately think of downloading files? That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Sashima. Darkness twists around you as everyone fades away. You run, scream, nothing but silence. In the darkness, you feel your mind slipping away as you fall to the insanity in the land of John Cadia. You know what those actually kind of remind me of a little bit, Sashima? Like Cthulhu-esque things. They're usually like really dark and creepy and like messes with your mind. You know, it kind of reminds me of Cthulhu talk. Yeah, great 1 terabyte torrent.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
Tell her, Kim.
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
Just want to know your name.
And here I was trying to be polite. Just can't win with you pigs.
Despite the sass, she puts the brush aside.
She's grown frustrated with her work and welcomes the opportunity to challenge authority in other ways.
Oh, that's what all that red paint all over the place is. She's the one graffitiing everything up. And the tricky part is the button isn't even on your path. It's in a part of the map you can't reach. So you weren't even looking in that direction. Oh, that's frustrating. Usually, it's like one of those areas you think you would go to for like bonus stuff, but they actually put the main solution over there. So it's like a cool Native American monster hunter girl, has divine abilities from Navajo deities. See, that's really cool, Shilly. You don't see a lot of like heroic characters that are like Native American. I love to see it. And the flood wipes out almost all the US. Oh, that's pretty interesting. That's cool. There's probably already a movie or something in the works, right? Okay, so let's just ask. Well, let's ask about the murder first. Do you know anything about the recent murder?
I ain't no snitch, pigstein. Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts.
Darn it.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko.
You know what? She reminds me of Kuno, but a little bit more mature. Like, just a wee bit. A little bit less swearing. So let's say you keep looking off to the side. What are you looking at?
She nods disdainfully toward the woman performing maintenance on the boat docked next to the pier.
Oh, maybe that's who we're looking for.
Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features. The woman on the boat does not notice her staring.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Who is she?
Probably the Wild Pines rep. We should talk to her. She's a professional negotiator, though. I have the feeling she will be very cooperative while telling us nothing.
That's a dangerous skill. They make you think they're very helpful, when in reality they're not telling you anything you need to know.
You should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions, you know? Do your thing. Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky. Throwing her off is our best bet.
I love it when they give you some vague hints like that. They don't outright tell you what to do, but they let you know what somebody's disposition is like and how you can take advantage of that. That's really helpful.
Good idea, piggies. Run along now. Fuck her shit up good. Impound that boat while you're at it. I'd like to watch her swim back to us on.
She really likes her, doesn't she? Okay, so what are you doing to the wall?
Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural, an aereo graffitio visible from low orbit.
It's going to be big then. Yes, Phantasma, we switched over because this game puts a lot of the important stuff on the right-hand corner. So I didn't want to be in front of like the day, the money, the time, or even blocking part of the text, because you guys have to see all the different options as well.
I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words.
So you don't know what to write?
Have you ever tried your hand at graffitio?
No.
When faced with a blank wall, most people write unimaginative stuff, like pigs go home and Mona was here.
Have you guys ever graffitied anything in your life? I have not. And it was the author's first published book too? Oh, that's really cool. It's in the Times Top 100 Fantasy Novels of all time and won 2 different awards. And it's a really recent book too. I'm surprised I never heard of it. That's really cool. And you have watched like 3 streams of this and didn't even notice. I only noticed today because my journal is covering your face. You're like, usually my journal can be here and it's no problem. Actually, Phantasma, that's probably an improvement to the stream. You might want to keep that journal there.
We rarely see pigs round here, though. Just union cats. And my name's not Mona, so...
She wants it to be something true and total.
So why are you so committed to defacing the building?
This place is severely lacking in havoc. Not even the occasional trash can fire to break up the tedium.
So sad.
I thought I'd mix it up, you know, summon the forces of crime and social chaos with a wall-sized invitation.
For some reason, I was thinking it was like an actual physical journal. I forgot about the journal button that appears. Whoops. And where's the EO coming from? It's graffito. Maybe it's a French thing, Sheely? I'm not sure. It seems like there's a lot of French stuff in this game. Okay, I have an opinion on this. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah?
I'm not going to stop her. That's not why we're here. Actually, I'll let you guys pick. What do you guys want to do? Do you want to say we love public art? Keep doing that? Do we want to say we're going to stop you? That's option number 2. Or do you want to say, I don't have opinion? I lied. I'm going to click the little vote button. You guys have about 10 seconds on the screen to pick which option you guys want. Ready, set, go. Okay, it should work. I think it gives you like 15 seconds, but with the stream delay, it's probably closer to 10 or 12. And muted. You want to, I think you have to be on computer, I think, but it should let you just kind of click on the screen which one you want. All right, we're going to say, go ahead, graffiti all you want. I love public art. Don't mind us. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official RCM stamp of approval.
And I think, muted, you can also look at like my character stats. You can find out what I've done, all kinds of things.
You've lessened her desire to deface the building.
Hey, it's like reverse psychology. You can do it all you want. Then they're like, well, then I don't want to do it. Come on. So you won't talk about the murder, but maybe you can tell us something about the murder victim's missing armor. Hmm?
What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells?
Come on, Cindy. Just help me out here.
Ugh, alright. Sad piggy. I'll give you this one. I saw a little girl in the fishing village running around with military-grade handwear. Looked cute as hell.
Oh, that's right. We're going to try to pick up as many of the pieces of the missing armor that we can. And there's only 2 books in this series so far. Okay, so it is going to be a series. Are they working on a 3rd one? And do you know how long it's going to be? Series make me afraid now to get invested if it's not done. just because of Game of Thrones. I don't know if that's ever going to be done. That's so sad.
If you haven't been there, the village is a shithole down the coast from the main plaza. Have a good time.
We tried to go down there and I think it was blocked. There was like a car wreck or something. And you saw a really cool webumentary about the game's thought cabinet. It almost sank the studio. Wait, the game's thought cabinet did? Do you just mean like they put so much money into that process that they just were going broke or something? That would suck because they've done such a good job on this. I wouldn't want them to go under. I want to see more. And there's a little girl wearing gloves there, huh?
No. That's all the snitching Cindy the Skull does for today.
Darn it.
Actually, I don't even know why I told you what I just told you. I have a weakness for animals. It's the animal thing again. Damn it.
She looks at you, a little sad suddenly.
Or a weakness for police officers, miss. Thank you either way.
We can ask her for paint and a brush. Let me take a look at the skills once we're done with this, Muted. I'm trying to remember which I've used the most, honestly. Cindy, I need some paint. And your brush, too.
What for?
Oh, wait, there was a wall that we wanted to paint earlier. I remember we walked by this really blank wall and our character was obsessed with it. For art. It's for art, okay?
Well, if it's for art, but what kind of art are we talking about?
Let's say everything is sad and crap and we just need art to make it okay. Just give me the brush.
Sounds like you're just about to live out your self-pity, not make a statement. I can't have shit art on my conscience.
Darn it. To crush a man's dreams like that. I hope you're happy.
There, Piggy. I guess art just isn't really you. Because you suck in life and in everything.
Ouch. Okay, so here's another thing you guys can do to help me. Whenever we have a dice roll like this, I think I can click on this button and it gives you the ability to increase one of my stats, which can potentially make this a little bit easier. I'm basically going to have to roll perfect on this to get it. So I'm going to click on this. It's conceptualization. This might be intelligence. I'm not sure. Let's try this out. Okay, so on the screen, you got like 10 seconds to try to give me some stats. Do intellect? Okay. So it's only 3% right now. I'm curious how much this helps. We're probably not going to win, but it's worth a shot. Oh, that would have been perfect, Muted. With 9 points in that. Nope, it's still 3. You did increase our conceptualization to 3. It was 2 before. But no, we have to get perfect. All right. Ready, set, go. We rolled a 10. That was actually really good. They do say the painter always paints his own portrait. I'm just going to say, man, that's lame. I don't want to say anything about a self-portrait.
No, it's great.
No, this isn't going well. Okay, I'm going to paint a self-portrait, but sort of, from the inside to show people what it's like.
That's pretty fucked up. Even for you, Piggo.
Stop belittling me, Cindy.
Stop quivering like jello. Then you won't get fucked.
Oh man, I lost morale for that. Oh, I'm getting killed here.
But that would mean he doesn't say every pathetic thing that pops in his head.
Okay, I won't do that. Please just give me a paint and a brush. I need to do some art.
You're a real sad sack. You know that? Go ahead then.
Oh.
Art it up. Just try not to hurt yourself. And no self-portrait.
We got it anyway. That's great. Thanks, Cindy.
Oh, but I'm all out of fuel oil.
Fuel?
He looks at the paint dripping down the wall, then back at her, struck by a sudden realization. Wait, this whole place is like covered in fuel now?
That wasn't paint. It was heavy fuel oil, marked red for use by government vehicles.
Oh no, this whole place could just be lit up, couldn't it? Yeah, 2%. It's not going to help, right? I love how this game forces you to be cringe if you fail a roll. Yes, it's kind of like when you critical fail if you're playing Dungeons and Dragons or something. You want to do something cool, but when you roll terribly, the DM says, actually, you did this, and it's super embarrassing.
What do you think I was using? Aquarels?
I don't even know what that is.
You know what you should be able to find in your government-issued vehicle? Red-dyed heavy fuel oil.
There we go. Right on. No way I'm settling for paint if even children are painting with fuel oil. Now I'm going to say, can't I just use paint?
Are you kidding me? Fuel oil is so much cooler. No way you're disfiguring that beautiful wall with something as pedestrian as ordinary paint.
This is funny. We have two different ways to ask the same question. We can say, hey, Kim, do you think you could lend me some of your fuel oil? Very generic. Or, Kim, my friend, would you be willing to sacrifice some of your fuel oil for art? He would not. He doesn't care anything about that, so I'm going to go with the first one.
My fuel oil is for my kinema. Use your own fuel if you are unable to contain your artistic impulses, but please, leave my kinema out of it.
Darn it. All right, catch you later, Cindy.
Watch your back, Ungulate. You've got eyes on you.
What? Well, there are probably people spying on us. This is true, not her. Yeah, what if we do some interpretive dance? I think she would just ridicule us even more if we said that. Oh, like watercolors. That makes sense. Aqua in the title. Yeah. Okay. Well, at least we finally found the representative. So let's go talk to her real quick. And remember, we need to throw her some weird questions. Something to kind of throw her off her game, so to speak. Looks like there's some more construction here. Once, decades ago. So they're not keeping up with that at all. The belly of this boat shines like it was recently painted. With gasoline? Docking reserved for residents of Rue des Saints Just 33A, whatever that is. Your room in the Whirling isn't much bigger than this boat.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
The music just changed. It just got a lot different. I noticed that just before I started talking to her, they both popped up. I was like, oh no, too late.
Good morning, officers. I'm Joyce.
She extends her hand in greeting.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
She steps closer and holds out her hand over the railing. I don't want to be a jerk. We gotta be weird. Joyce L. What does the L stand for?
Leighton, my maiden name.
Her bony hand dangles from the sleeve in her oversized raincoat. What gave us away?
Nothing, honestly. I've said it to every drunk in town, and you're the first one who's responded.
Wait, you ask every drunk if they're the RCM? What is that supposed to mean? And someone mentioned she's basically the Margaret Thatcher stand-in. Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that.
What is implied here? That you're a drunk?
I'm not a drunk. I'm a police officer.
Of course you're not. It was only a joke.
Okay, we'll shake her hand.
I'm glad to see you here.
Her grip is tight and cold. She seems relieved.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
That's a terrible way to be introduced. I can assure you the person about to ask you questions is competent. Like that needs to be said.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
All right. I would expect nothing less.
It's hard to get a read on her precise disposition, but she appears helpful.
Okay, so we got to go with weird questions to throw her off. Let's say, do you know something about these tattoos?
That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
So you know something about these tattoos?
Better not tie the forestay to the backstay on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
Why is she holding information? I mean, he did say that she would do that.
She wants to answer the question. Protocol keeps her from it.
Okay. You're on a boat.
Why, yes I am.
She looks at the deck under her feet. Green and white sails flutter overhead. Does she have a name, the boat?
The boat? No. It is called Cordelati 19 because that's the type of sloop it is.
Never heard the term sloop for boat. That's kind of interesting. And Tajay, Kim is friends goals, barely knows anything about you, and despite the fact that you drunkenly trash hotels and talk to the voices in your head, he is still defending you. He's awesome. Honestly, I love Kim. He's great.
The word "it" feels strange. Such a beautiful boat deserves a proper name.
More impressively, Tajay, is he should be competing against us. We're like two police officers from different precincts. He said they did that to kind of have like a cop-off sort of thing, but no, he just wants to get the job done and be friendly and make sure we're both productive.
A breeze ripples through the sails.
Oh no.
And tugs at your hair. Below, the sleek, fish-like shape of the hull parts the water. Beneath that, a resounding darkness. You're reminded of something. Or someone.
That's cool, but your boat really needs a name.
Okay. How about Cordelati 19? Why?
She taps on the side of the boat. It makes a hollow sound. Sheely, I want to challenge the enemy king to Russian roulette? What are you talking about? Since your character's main trait is being incredibly lucky, and to convince him to go through, you bet on all the lives of the game and have a 5-6 poison bottle. What are you going on about, Sheely? I'm so confused. You're not talking about something in the game right now, are you? And Hasifa, back to Sid Meier's Pirates. Yes, I remember those games. I never played them, but I remember of them. And see, why do we get the feeling you're about to start talking to the boat? I mean, our character talks to bow ties. Why not a boat?
Because it was manufactured in Revachol East by a company called Cordelati, and its hull is 19 paces long.
Oh, it's from one of your D&D characters, Sheely. That makes sense. How about Dolores?
Why Dolores?
I just like the name for some reason.
Well, it means nothing to me. I think I'll stick with the factory name. But thank you for the suggestion.
Aw, maybe I could have convinced her, but I wasn't good enough. Okay, but what kind of boat is it?
It's a pleasure craft, a 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing. Though these days I mainly use it for business.
I was thinking the same thing, Phantasma. We've seen that name quite a bit recently, huh? That's so funny. Hey, great minds think alike, Muted. You're right, Jimmy, from Seinfeld. Dolores! Okay, how do you like your boat?
My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the Eel's Hips, baby.
That should be the name of the boat, Eel's Hips.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
What are you trying to say there, Kim?
I really do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman, assessing her.
Do you have a license for the boat?
Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
That's not what I asked you.
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Qualified pleasure craft operator. So charming. Where's the damn license?
That's right, Half-Light. Can I see your license? I love it how almost, 50% of the time, I have an internal thought when I get something back from them when they talk. I tell you guys, and then the inner thoughts of the characters say the same thing. Can I see your license?
I just renewed its safety inspection last month, officers. It is completely seaworthy. In fact, it's taken part in not one, but two insulindic regattas. Even finished once.
What happened the other time?
The other time, I would have finished the race were it not for an urgent work matter, much like the one I'm on now.
Oh, is that right, Phantasma? I didn't realize that. That's funny. And you like the spirit decors for this? And Kim is a mind reader, 100%. Kim is always like on the same wavelength, isn't he? Let's say I still need to see a license, ma'am.
Actually, you don't.
I'm pretty sure I do. I police.
It is a little known fact among those who police that the Wayfarer Act specifically denies the RCM the authority to demand anyone's operator license.
Shut your mouth, Kim. I'm trying to throw her off. Wait, exactly how little known is this fact? I like that.
I was just being polite. Even school children know the Wayfarer Act.
Darn it. So we can't pull over random civilians and demand their papers? That's weak. 100%, Sheely.
Unless it's their passport. No. Do you want to ask for the lady's passport?
Maybe.
You need to save face if you want her respect. Demand that passport.
All right, authority. I'm going to need to see her passport.
Of course.
She searches the pockets of her raincoat, producing a bundle of documents in a sealed plastic bag. Look at the passport.
The woman is silent, smiling while the waves lap against the hull. In your hand, under the plastic, a light blue passport saying, Republic of Vespa. The coat of arms has a lion and an ostrich. Seagent.
Look at the photo page.
The woman, born in the year 3 in the commune of Revachol,
Year 3?
smiles at you. Face adorned with frown lines and crow's feet. The photo is recent. The name reads, Rejoice Leighton Messier.
So your name is Rejoice, not Joyce.
Yes. But please don't call me that.
Why?
Joyce is much more efficient.
She doesn't like it. Probably a bad memory. Mean girls at school or some ancient lover.
You're from Vesper.
My husband is. I have dual citizenship. A Vespertine is handier when traveling.
All right. Everything seems to be in order. Yeah, year 3? That's pretty old, right? Although, what year is it? I'm not sure even what year we're in.
She nods and returns the plastic bag to her coat.
So not a lot of people on boats, are there?
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around?
There is a pinch of defensiveness in her voice, but it is playful.
Wait, we're on a archipelago? I love that.
Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou.
Still, I haven't seen anyone else with a sailboat around here.
I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Touché, Joyce.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle.
Thank you, Kim.
It's for crossing long distances in the greater Revachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
Yeah, that's true. I bet you can get way more lore with that, which is really fun for a second playthrough, Muted. Gets so many more details you couldn't get the first time.
She's having a good time arguing against the law. Too good, perhaps.
Okay, I think I have a handle on the boat thing.
Good.
So tell me about the Wild Pines. What do you do?
What we do. I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
So what do they do?
The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things. And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration. offshore platforms.
She enjoys talking about the company. It would not hurt to inquire more.
Okay, so how much money does Wild Pines have? That's a weird question.
I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue.
Okay, that's a lot of money. Even for their currency, because it seems like their real is worth way more than $1.
A billion?
Our character. Sometimes you feel like you didn't just forget the last like week or month or whatever of your life. It seems like you've forgotten everything through grade school. What is $1 billion? I like that. That's it? I thought Wild Pines was supposed to be big time. We'll just maybe throw her off her game a little bit with this.
And to think, there are years when the group books losses in the billions.
A wave hits the sloop. She grasps the mainstay for balance. Push buttons.
Wild Pines employs 72,000 people,
Wow.
all of whom have families that depend on their salaries. It is a tremendous responsibility.
So where does Wild Pines get all these billions?
They started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Insulindian Isolas 250 years ago, when Pine ships explored the South Seminese and charted Lomantang on behalf of the suzerain.
Oh no, Sheely. I don't know what's going on with that. I've only played like the beta version of the RTX, what do they call it? Bedrock Edition. But see, Sheely, if you can turn off all the mods and then launch it, see if it works then. And then maybe slowly turn on the mods to see what might be causing a problem.
Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it.
So what does this huge system want with a place like this?
You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo?
It's kind of a mean thing to say, but it might help throw her off her game. You don't keep moving it. The workers do. The company's nothing without them,
We built this district.
she says calmly.
All the best parts of it. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, with its bastions. The plazas Meteor and Mosaic. Even some of the old street lamps have been put back thanks to the investments from the WP.
She points behind you where the seawall rises. I mean, I'd have to agree, Tajay, but like Valheim is like my addiction right now.
Before Martinez was swallowed by the industrial harbour, even before it was part of Revachol, long before Terminal B was erected here, the Pines built it as a resort for its Revacholian employees. A company getaway, for a weekend or a summer holiday. Then came the revolution. But that's another matter. I'm here to make sure the Pines can fulfill their responsibilities to the place they built.
Let's see, a political choice for a rhetorical strategy, huh? You did the same thing and you walked away accidentally a racist. Yeah, when we were having talks with that one bodyguard, that was all he was doing was talking about race stuff. I'm like, I want out of here.
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
You can't reason with that guy. Okay, what can you tell me about the strike?
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
Okay, what is your role in this precisely?
I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place.
The union may have caused the lynching.
Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
Oh, you mean Measurehead? We're good buddies. We roundhouse kicked him, knocked him right out.
Yes, Jean-Luc Measurehead.
She leans back and rolls her eyes. How are the talks going before the lynching?
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
So she just wasn't here for the first month and a half of the strike?
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
I'd be worried working with that guy either. I can't think of his name, but that union boss guy behind the desk, he just seems shady as heck. Okay, what happened to this Gaumont?
Mr. Clare told him to... how did he put it?
She pauses to compose herself.
Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Okay then. Cool. Not cool.
Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union.
Sounds like usual aggressive posturing.
So what are their demands?
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes. Every worker, a member of the board.
So it seems like they have no idea about business, or I don't know what to think about that. We'll kind of keep ourselves on the edge.
Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about anything, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal.
Okay, that's silly. That's going to slow everything down to the point where nothing gets done.
Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
Holy cow. And Muted, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that, dude. The king is dead. Long live the workers. That's pretty funny, I have to admit.
They're having a blast. But how can they afford it? After 4 months, my assumption was they would prefer a more practical solution.
So what are you going to do?
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assumed that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again.
Now, Muted, you had said that you finished the game completely, and then you started over with, I think you're the same character that I am now, right? I think you did intelligence your first time through, the intellect?
And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags.
Okay.
A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the bowyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
Yeah, I remember that guy. I thought he was kind of cool.
This checks out.
So the scabs at the gate, did you put them there?
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock, come to plead for work where the union refuses to? If they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not right now, at
Oh,
least.
100% she did that. Yes. And you love the song in the back when you talk to her? I did hear it. Yeah, I noticed right away, Muted, when I went to hear it and we started talking, the music changed right away. And I'm like, oh, this has got to be like a special character. So what do you think of Everart? And I've really dug pretty much all the music in the game. Actually, before I started streaming this game, I looked for a song to kind of have in the background of like my starting soon screen and stuff. And this is the song we picked. Turn that up a bit. That one right there. I really dig the music in this game. A lot of really good tracks. Okay, so what do you think of Everart? I don't like him personally. He's got stuff on us. He knows information. He might have our gun even.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
I wouldn't have guessed that. Really?
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
That sounds about right. Sounds about right. And a lot of the music score comes from a single UK band that the devs took from. Oh, that's really cool. That's awesome. Uh-oh. I wonder if I try to upload these VODs to YouTube, am I going to get in trouble? Sometimes if you have copyrighted music, they get you for that. Although, if I remember right, can I go in my menu right now? I looked in the options. I turned on streamer mode, which should keep some copyrighted music from being played. It replaces it with something else. So hopefully we'll be okay there. I really dig that feature in games, by the way.
If you were to prick him with something sharp, you could see it oozing out. A knife, maybe? No, a rapier.
Let's say, you sound like you're about to take a rapier to him.
Oh, heavens no. We get along just fine. Yet, now that you mention it, I can't stop imagining that black treacle just dribbling down his double chin.
Ew. She stops and smiles. That's Everett, all right.
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
Oh, we remember him talking about Edgar. I remember hearing something about this Edgar.
Have you seen him?
No.
Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over.
Oh, so they switch spots in the desk. That's really interesting. Yeah, that's really cool, Muted. I dig that. I've liked all the music in the game so far. Honestly, all the art, the voices, everything has been really well done.
It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
So what about the union itself, outside of the Brothers Clare?
The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that.
Yeah, they just switch the containers every time.
Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The Brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
She hesitates, looking for the right expression.
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, we are forced to cooperate with them.
Sure seemed like a mob when I was trying to talk to them. Jeez.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother.
She turns to you.
And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
I'm just going to say a socialist mob. I'm sure they do some things good for their workers, and they do a whole lot of things bad for everybody else.
Thank you for being candid. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the wolf always hungers.
Oh, and one more thing. You said something happened in the elections?
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared.
Oh, thanks for dropping in, Mute. It is a pleasure talking with you. Hopefully we'll see you again sometime, and good luck on your playthrough as well.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore. Or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
That's one way to quit. You just call in, I'm not coming in today. Or ever. Right, Relentless? Thank you for being candid. I'm totally speaking my mind and not trying to agree with you to make you tell me what I want to hear. Some kind of extortion, probably?
Indeed. The company suspects foul play, but there's nothing they could do. It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
That's all I need here. Let's change the topic.
Of course. How else can I help?
Let's say, by the way, I've talked to Everett, Claire.
You have? And how did you like Mr. Clare?
I mean, we just talked about him a little bit.
Finally, time to choose sides.
Oh no. He's a beautiful man, beautiful and just. Everett Clare is the hero of the workers' movement. He's a champion I've sworn fealty to. We can say, I can do business with him, or he's not the champion I have chosen. I wish to swear fealty to you and the cause of the capital. I mean, I definitely like her more than this guy. Although she just asks, how did you like Mr. Clare? I'm just going to say, I didn't.
Oh, come on now. He has his uses. How else would he have stayed in power all these years? Or wait, actually...
She answers her own question. Phantasma, you saw this TikTok where a woman has turned in her 2 weeks notice, but her boss said that she needed it in writing. So she showed herself dropping off the note to her boss that was handwritten and just said, I quit. And then the next image was an email from her boss saying, Nancy, come see me. That's amazing. Hey, if they want to give you new terms, you just abide by those new terms, right?
Corruption. That's how he's done it. Fantastic. Verm-like. Corruption. Reaching into the bowels of the earth.
She looks to the ground and nods. What's funny is, like, I know, you know that I want to quit. What she really wants to do is just talk to her, try to work things out. I'm sure they can't lose her right then, so they want to figure out what the problem is. But no, I'm sure she was done and, like, I'm over this. I'm gone.
The position of my unusual colleague does not reflect official policy. I hope you understand. The RCM does not pick sides.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt verm myself. However, if you felt like discussing something...
You could tell me. I mean, just saying.
How could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We would only be gossiping.
Oh, I bet you'd love that, wouldn't you?
Tell her she'll like you for it.
Is that what we're going for?
Yes, your disgusting necktie agrees completely. Let's gossip.
I don't really want to gossip. I mean, she's nicer than the other person, but I don't want to necessarily make ourselves super vulnerable with her either, you know? I don't know what the best course of action is. Although I can say Mr. Everett is helping me find my gun. Maybe she could actually help me find my gun if I tell her about that. Maybe we'll try that. Let's see where that goes.
Oh. That's so helpful of him.
No, it's not.
The lieutenant looks at you, and you can swear his jaw muscle is trembling.
Oh no, I made a mistake.
When I said be wacky, I didn't mean wildly, grossly irresponsible and damaging to the RCM.
Okay, let's roll it back.
Unconventional police officers sometimes lose their guns. They then go around and tell people about this to gauge their reactions. It's all part of detecting.
Good job. Good save, Kim. I don't think it worked.
Incredible. Simply incredible. And how is it going? Has this detecting produced a gun?
We'll say Mr. Everett says it's almost ready to be found soon.
Did he now? Well, then it should be any day now. Unless, of course, he's lying to you. Anyway, was there anything else you've heard?
That necktie is so ridiculous. It always surprises me when it decides to chime up and talk. I'd rather talk about something else for now, if you don't mind.
Of course, Detective. Should something come up later down the road, don't be afraid to drop by for a chat. Until then, is there anything I can help you with?
What can you tell me about the lynching?
Quite a few things, I'm afraid.
She falls silent for a moment, contemplating something.
The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Hey, sweet. Wait, did we find our badge? I don't think we even found our badge.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57.
The lieutenant hands her a piece of blue plastic.
And this is my colleague from Precinct 41, Detective Dubois. I'm afraid Harry doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think we found that either.
Oh, and what happened to yours, Detective?
She returns the lieutenant's badge and turns to you.
Awkwardness washes over the conversation. The woman doesn't like this turn of events.
Remember when my partner told you I'd recently suffered from an unusual medical episode? My lost badge is related to it.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
We'll keep it vague. Yes.
I can't hear you, darling. Speak up, please.
Dang it. I don't want to mention the drinking. I'm just going to go straight to this one. I could have eaten it for all I know. I don't remember anything. This world, the city, nothing.
Oh dear. I suppose this does explain some of the more curious turns in our conversation.
Hey, there we go.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
Darn it. Okay, we got to find that.
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
Ooh, look at that. How do I negotiate my way out of this? Just for the hell of it? Suggestion. I'm not sure which skill this is, but I'm going to click on this button to see if you guys can't give me some more points into that. We'll definitely succeed there and see what we get from that. There we go. Yeah, listen, Joyce. I don't know either. I wish I knew. Oh, it's Psyche. Thank you. Does it tell you guys on the screen? Or do you just know it from seeing the game before Relentless? Okay, it's still 92%. It might not be able to get any higher. So let's try that.
She's a negotiator. Just float a favor at her. Insinuate.
Surely there's some other way to demonstrate our law enforcement credentials.
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible.
You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain.
Like what? Oh, that makes sense, Relentless, because the percentage was so high, yeah.
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason.
They're profiting from this trade.
Mm-hmm.
The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority and resources might turn over the right stones.
We're gonna bust some drug dealers?
Or you can recover your badge. Though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause.
Who knows where the hell that thing is?
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Excuse us for a moment, madame.
It's clear you like the hard stuff, Brota.
Oh, what is this going on about? What is my lower intestine going on about?
Lower intestine? The term is metabolic and circulatory system.
Okay, but what's the hard stuff?
Fascism, Brota.
I'm just gonna say, okay, stomach. I've made up my mind about fascism. Proceed to judgment.
You're going to keep your vooz, right? Keep your vooz, Brota.
Absolutely not. I'm not going to be played by an upset stomach.
There's a slow, painful growl somewhere in your intestines, knocking on your alcohol-engorged liver. It is one of betrayal and disappointment.
Sorry, not going to deal with fascism right now. Okay, so we need to talk to our buddy.
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective.
How did you hope it would go?
Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance and, not volunteer us to be her henchman.
Really? I thought it was going so well.
This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
Darn it. Everybody is taking advantage of us.
He doesn't let it show, but there is a limit to how much the consequences of your unprofessional behavior can cost the investigation.
Let's just say, I'm sorry for putting us in this situation. I'll handle it.
I'm sure you will, Detective.
And what do you propose? That we don't investigate the drug trafficking?
No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we are siding with the Union, or that we are on their take. We'd never hear the end of it. What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done and demand for her information on the lynching.
Or we could just, find my badge.
Oh, that would be fantastic, but do we have the time? The world is large and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters.
That's a good way of putting it.
You could request a new one from the station, but that would literally take months.
I know, Relentless. Imagine, just a random thing. Not your stomach hurts because you're hungry or you ate something wrong. It's like, guess what, John? We're going to talk about communism. Like, no, stop it. Okay, let's get back to her then. Do another quick save before I make some terrible mistake.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Okay, tell me about this alleged drug trafficking.
It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samar and Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years.
Ingredients for what, ma'am?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL, and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff.
Let me get this straight. The materials come from Samara to Revachol through the terminal?
Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter, north of here.
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the product? Sells drugs, I mean?
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the Union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut.
And you want us to investigate?
Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrat and the Dockworkers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link.
Am I going to need the bolt cutters for this? I like that. What do you mean?
The lorries. Someone needs to move the ingredients from the harbour into the city. Once they reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers well beyond our grasp. But in transit, they are vulnerable.
Well, there was that one racist lorry we talked to. I don't think we're going to be able to talk to him again.
Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment.
She gives you a knowing look.
I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you.
And why didn't you come to the RCM earlier? That's a good question.
We did. On more than one occasion. Apparently, there's some sort of inter-precinct disagreement about whose jurisdiction this area falls under.
Oh.
We know the company has launched its own probe into the Union's alleged involvement. We also know it's come up empty. It's not just the RCM. No one's been able to find any hard evidence.
Well, here's your chance, officers.
It's no coincidence the lorries are all stranded there like this, is it?
No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries. However,
She pauses, looking at the sea. I thought they were stopped because of the whole strike thing going on.
this is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the Trade Committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge, and the operation will continue.
She looks north.
Thousands of litres of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not the east across the river, but the west. The vulnerable, the weary.
A cold breath rushes in from the bay, making its way down the alleyways and potholed streets. From Martinez to Jamrock, in the traffic you hear the clinking of glass vials, concealed beneath tarpaulin. Or is it just your teeth chattering in the cold?
Just say, effing misery.
A lot of it. It comes in from large Samaran factories in South Safre, Sigai, and Sinyao. The literage they must get from this terminal alone must be oceanic.
Wow, her voice really changed when she tried to say that Chinese name. That was kind of cool. Therapy Android, how you doing, Therapy? It's good to see you. That hand that you posted, that the candle, that thing looked awesome. I remember you showed us a picture earlier. I never thought you'd get it. That is so cool. How do you like it, by the way? I'd be like too scared to light it because I wouldn't want it to melt, you know? It's just such a cool looking thing.
Well, at least this solves one mystery.
What is that, Lieutenant?
Why I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to open a drawbridge for me. I'd wondered since I first drove in, on my motor carriage.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity. I'm sure you understand.
And what proof do you have that the union is involved?
How do you think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the 4th month straight.
I was kind of wondering that earlier. How are they going for so long with no influx of money?
There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankruptcy to fund it.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves.
So you think the strike is being funded with source ingredients for drugs?
Precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely, then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to you.
That's cool. We're going to save it for a special occasion. I'm curious, what does it actually smell like, Therapy? Like, I'm sure it's something nice, but it seems like it would smell like demons or something, you know? Just from the looks of it. It smells like doom.
It sounds like she tried looking into it herself, though she's clearly not the type your typical lorryman would confide in.
Okay, I've made up my mind about the smuggling investigation. Wait, that's if I want to finish this, right? We're not ready to answer anything. Let's say, let's discuss something else for now.
She simply nods.
This is interesting. Yeah, there we go, Tajay. Smells like sulfur and brimstone. I love that. Smells like wax, but it's very pleasant somehow. That's good. I mean, it should smell like something evil, just from the looks of it. You know, speaking of that, I think it was Resident Evil 7. When that game came out, there was like a special edition that came with like a candle. And maybe you guys remember, but I think the candle was supposed to smell like death or sweat or something gross. It wasn't like a nice scented candle. It was meant to be something creepy that you light when you're playing the game just to make it more immersive, I guess. Okay, so let's say you seem smart. I need someone to give me the lowdown on this reality we're in.
This reality?
She pulls her hood closer around her neck.
The aim is to gain a deeper understanding.
Let's see. By learning about the world, I hope to learn more about myself. That's generic enough. Or, it's related to that medical episode. I have trouble remembering even the most basic terms of reality. Let's do that.
Ah, yes. The episode. Sounds like an acute case of encephalopathy now that I think of it.
She puts down her thermal cup and looks at you.
Don't be phased, madame. He functions perfectly well. He only needs a lowdown on all of reality.
He just needs to know about everything.
We may be here a while then. Ask away, officer. I'll help however I can.
Oh, it's still snowing? Jeez, Therapy. When is it going to let up? I've been hearing about cold weather everywhere. It's like, where's that sweet, sweet global warning we've been hearing about? You know, not really. You don't want that. But it seems like it's been extra cold this year. Even where we're at, it's been pretty cold for all the way being in April. And we haven't had like a really nice weekend yet, at least that I can remember.
All right, you're in. Begin with the first one. You'll appear worldly.
Let's go through this. Has it been warming up there? At least you're getting some Relentless. It's been pretty cool where I'm at. Where are we?
We're in Martinez, baby.
Baby?
A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco holdover, pay it no heed.
Little Austin Powers there. I'm a disco holdover myself.
Aren't we all?
And what is Martinez?
Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour, north of the 881 and Jamrock. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms.
Heard about that.
Not this time of year.
Oh, that's right, Taj. A Blood, Sweat, and Fears 4D VR candle. I played the game in VR, but I did not do that, unfortunately. Maybe I can find the candle just to light when I stream the game at some point. No longer available, but you found an article about them? Oh, bummer. It was blood scented, okay. Are you a big fan of Oscar Powers? Austin Powers? Oscar Powers. Maybe Oscar Powers is an Austin Powers that was such a good actor he won the Oscar. Tell me about another, perhaps even more fundamental aspect of reality.
I would be happy to. What is a preposterously expensive education for, if not sharing?
That's a good point. What times are these?
These are unimportant times, Detective. You and I were born after the dust had settled. 1,000th of a second too late.
Too late for what?
For the big time.
Her eyes light up. There's a flash of teeth.
The smile of a predator. No doubt what she's got in mind.
Let's just go say it. You've got a predatory streak.
All men are predators, dear. Nothing much to be done about that. It's all a matter of where you get to file your teeth.
So what's the big time? What are you even talking about, lady?
The revolution.
And what is this revolution I keep hearing about?
It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next, who gets shot in the head, and who gets the mineral rights. It's a real kerfuffle.
Would you say it was a bunch of apes duking it out? Which is funny because that's what our brain tells us every time.
Why, of course. We're talking Duke Out Central. Full swing intraspecies warfare.
And the apes, were they evil?
No. I would say the apes were neutral.
She looks at you. Her gaze is sharp. They're good apes, actually.
I don't know about that.
She turns north to the bombed-out buildings lining the waterfront, then shivers slightly.
No, the tiny apes are doing all they can to be better. It's not their fault.
Who got shot in the head?
Those would be the communists. Generally speaking, 40 million people got shot in the head during the World Revolution.
Whoa!
But the communists, they all got shot in the head.
That's a lot of dead people.
She's not gloating. It's a relieved celebration.
Oh, and the anarchists too. They shot them well. So well, one forgets they even existed.
Did the communists and anarchists shoot back?
Did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, they shot 2 million people.
Do you guys think we're ever going to see another Austin Powers? Speaking of disco and Austin Powers, like I enjoyed all three of those movies, but like Michael Myers, he's kind of disappeared a little bit. You don't see him too often. I don't know if they're ever going to do another one. That's a tragedy. That's all it is.
Yes. The Red Deluge. The Insulindian Deluge, they call it.
Yeah, I never saw that movie, Phantasma, but I heard terrible things about it, unfortunately. That really is just a tragedy. I mean, that's all that it is, guys. That's all it is. Also, the movie he did before Love Guru, I think he did Cat in the Hat. I remember I was working at Blockbuster Video still at the time when it came out, and sometimes people would put it on just the background televisions, and I caught bits and pieces. It didn't look that great either. I didn't watch the whole thing, but it seemed like it had some weird, slightly inappropriate jokes for that kind of movie. Okay, anyone else get shot in the head on the opposing side?
Oh, lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head, or thrown beneath a horse, or drowned. Accounts differ. It was unceremonious. Just as well, he wasn't actually the king. Just the king's nephew.
Something killed him. We don't know what.
The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad.
Cowardly king. How about that?
I prefer the term risk-averse. King Guillaume was nobody's fool. He could smell a PR disaster brewing, so he got out alive, and his nephew Fricelle got shot in his place.
That's very true, Therapy. There's so many shows, cartoons, things I used to watch where I go back and look at them now, and I'm like, there's no way they would make the same show now. Just everything's changed in our just reality, you know, the way everything is. It's just, you can't do those kind of jokes anymore.
Him and tens of thousands of his wonderfully fascist kingsmen. It was a wild time.
And who got the mineral rights? Who were the winners?
The liberals got the mineral rights. And by mineral rights, I mean everything.
And by liberals, you mean?
Liberals are usually middle-class people, Detective. Or the remaining gentry. The beneficiaries of the pre-revolutionary arrangement. Some were rich enough to stay with the Constitution, with monarchy. Big mistake. Others bet on the revolution. They were called the ultras, or ultra-liberals. They fared well.
Ultra-liberals. How did the liberals win at all?
They didn't win so much as survive. We were the last ones standing when the war ended. Everyone else got shot in the head, remember?
So if everyone got shot, who was there to surrender to?
To foreign intervention. The coalition. Those people really took the mineral rights.
Yeah, the first thing I can think of when I think of like racism portrayed in The Office is there was this one episode where they all had to put, or maybe not even racism, but just different kinds of discrimination. They'd have to, I think they had to describe like a race. I guess it was racism. And then they put it on their head. Yeah, Diversity Day. That's the one. And it's terrible. I think one of them said like bad driver or something like that as a description. And then somebody said women or something like that. It's like, oh my God. But it is good that they joke about it. And yes, like it's a very ridiculous, stupid thing, not something to be celebrated kind of thing. But wait, you just said the liberals took everything.
The liberals took everything that wasn't nailed to the ground. The coalition took the ground. The ocean, the laws, and the people.
Oh, that's the one. It was Dwight that made the confusion. That's right. It's been a while since I watched that. I remember enjoying pretty much all of it, though. Waffle Master, what's up, dude? How you doing? Long time no see. What's new, man? Okay, who are the coalition?
The coalition of nations. Grad, Mesk, Vesper, Messina, Oranje, and Sur-la-Clay, the armed center of the world. They landed here and ended the revolution. It was the moralist thing to do.
There is bitterness in her voice, tempered with understanding. She is critical, but ultimately understands the cause.
Yeah, I mean, typically it was like Jim or something that was always the character that kind of kept you grounded. It was kind of like us in the show in a way. But yeah, usually there was somebody, or Oscar, he usually did a pretty good job of saying, no, we don't do that.
The moralists believe in keeping everything exactly the way it is. They believe in mineral rights and not shooting people in the head.
Oh, you're doing good? You just got your classes for the fall. You're taking 2 film classes and 1 history class, and your major is film production? That sounds like a really fun semester. I mean, history is one of your general ed classes, but honestly, like, history is probably going to be more fun than math or a science class, potentially, so that's going to be awesome, dude. Right on. That's going to be a cool year. Yeah, Toby, the unsung hero of the show. Poor Toby. He got so much crap.
At least not in the same manner and volume as the others do. They are the long-standing provisional rulers of Revachol now, the coalition government.
The rulers of Revachol, and also the world. These guys are strong.
You don't mess with them.
This is their zone of control. They embolden the RCM with crumbs of the same law they took. Technically speaking, you are a moralist.
If I'm picking the option that doesn't commit to anything, then hell yes I am. And also not. I'll say I just don't think I'm a moralist, ma'am.
Of course. Not easy to be moderate about head shooting in your line of work.
No.
Rooty tooty, pointy shooty.
Thanks, hand-eye coordination. Oh, we actually say that. Okay.
That's the way of history.
Okay, that's enough about these times.
They are what they are. Who knows? An afterbloom may yet come.
Oh, and you're close to transferring to university? You're transferring to CSUN, Cal State Northridge. That's so cool, Waffle Master. So are you in community college right now? And you're going to take those credits and apply it towards like the undergrad stuff?
Anyway, enough sentimentality. Is there anything else you want to know?
That's a smart way to do it, Waffle Master. Honestly, you save so much money. I did the same, and when I had graduated, I had little to no student debt. I got it paid off almost immediately. Okay, I want to try this. We're going to say, what is think of something close to you? I'm not sure what that's going to do, but let's give this a shot.
It remains a mystery what you mean by this something close. This isn't about you. It's about reality.
We failed that one. Whoa, what is going on here?
Samuel Gordon in with the gift sub.
Samuel Gordon, thank you very much for the gift sub to Relentless. That was very nice of you. We haven't murdered anybody yet, Samuel Gordon. I'm sad to say. We're working on it. We haven't killed anyone yet. If you know anything about these streams, John typically gets somebody killed. I did shoot somebody, but they were already dead, so it didn't count. Didn't actually kill them, but it will probably happen. I will do my best. You'll probably get your bloodlust, Samuel Gordon. Thank you again, Samuel Gordon. That reminds me of a meme of the possum wearing a cowboy hat saying, "Be rootin' and tootin', and by God be shootin', but most of all be kind." Oh, that's cute. I like that ending to that. That's cool. Okay, let's ask her, what are you?
What I am not is a basic term of reality.
She smiles.
Everyone wants to talk about themselves. She will, in time.
What is this? As we spread our hands, what does that mean?
A bird? A sphenicid? A flightless bird of the polar regions?
Keep guessing.
Some sort of krill hunter? No, wait. You're an ancient ruin. A symbol of hubris and decay. Half submerged in some salty sea.
What, really?
Of course you're not, my dear. I'm just terrible at guessing games.
I meant, what is this place here? Oh, good catch, Phantasma. You got 2 of them right then. And then Relentless with the first one.
Ah. This is the pier of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A, where the tenants have been kind enough to rent me a slot.
Yeah, it's getting deep, right?
Or two.
And what is it?
A pre-revolutionary tenement.
We leveled
Old
up.
buildings are called tenements, you see. And new buildings, bâtiments.
Bingo!
After les bâtiments nouveaux. But 33A and 33B are not nouveaux. They're old.
She looks at the crumbling facade. Dingo, how are you doing? Glad you could drop in. It's great to see you.
This one used to be 8 to 10 stories tall. A real high-rise by the standards of the last century. Built to mirror the skyscrapers across the bay in the Delta. That was before the war, of course.
Speaking of some new stuff going on, Andy and I are getting our COVID shots tomorrow. So fingers crossed, no side effects. So who lived in them?
Mostly the urban middle class, I believe. This was once primo real estate, before the cannons lopped 4 or 5 stories off.
Splat, splat.
Oh no. I think they said that we're getting Pfizer on the website that I signed up for. You just got yours a week ago? Nice, Waffle Master. Did you get both of them or just one so far? Oh, you got the first one. Right on. So, any side effects, Waffle Master, or were you pretty good?
Wonderful.
She likes Cindy the Skull. Okay, we'll say, I mean, what's the problem with trying this out? Let's give it a shot. What is reach for something fundamental?
A strange coldness comes over you as you look at the world. The waves sway the sloop slowly. That's all.
Actually, let's ask about Cindy. What is that? And Animal Hungry, you get your first one tomorrow? Congratulations, dude. That's excited. Are you nervous? Me personally, I don't mind shots. I'm not nervous. Poor Andy. She hates that kind of thing. She hates any kind of shots. She just hates taking medicine. So she's definitely stressing out about it. It's going to be a rough day, but I can't wait till it's done and we can move on from it. And take Tylenol. They say not to take ibuprofen. Oh, for any kind of like arm pains, stuff like that. And Dingo, you just finished up some emotes for a friend of yours. They will hopefully be on their stream soon. Oh, that's awesome. What kind of emotes were they, Dingo? What was the theme? And you know, John, my vision might be bright for like 2 minutes, then back to normal. Oh, really? Your vision was changing. But was that like right after you got at Waffle Master? Your vision was bright for 2 minutes? That's interesting. I haven't heard about that side effect. You did 7 for them. Oh, that's really nice of you. Right on. That's cool. And you don't mind shots? Yeah, me neither. And your girlfriend is fully done? Yeah, and my wife and I are getting it on the same day, within 5 minutes of each other. And then we'll do the same thing in 3 weeks or whatever it is. Okay, so let's ask, what's that? Pointing to Cindy.
The girl in the old lady rags.
Yes.
Looks like a sullen and rebellious member of a teen infraculture.
Infraculture?
Yes, you and I belong to the supraculture. We're common, the herd. The music on the radio, the food in the chain restaurant, those are all too popular for the girl in the old lady rags.
She's a rebel. Now, why is it that the second dose is so much worse than the first dose? I thought it was the same thing. Maybe it's because your body has started to build up antibodies to it, so when they reintroduce it, your body fights against it, so you feel sick, is my guess. Someone made a Game of Thrones flags for them. Oh, that's really cool. You do like how somehow a hierarchy of shots types have formed. So what's the best one? I think Pfizer has had like the best minimal reactions. I guess obviously, was it the Johnson & Johnson's probably the worst because heck, they even banned it for a while they figure everything out. And it's ninja related. Oh, that's cool, Dingo. Previously, you made their icon and used a ninja for icon for the emotes. Oh, that's cool. I'm guessing like ninja stars, maybe like a sword or something, a katana. You got the Moderna. Oh, right on.
She prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture with its own dress code and vernacular. It is an illusion, I'm afraid. There is no refuge from the supraculture.
Oh, Moderna has the highest resistance to the new strains. I hadn't heard that. That's good news because all these different mutant strains are scary. let's change it up. I understand everything. Make it more complicated somehow.
I can't. That's how simple it is. One may dye their hair green and wear their grandma's coat, all they want. Capital has the ability to subsume all critiques into itself. Even those who would critique capital end up reinforcing it instead.
Oh, you kind of did the whole gamut, pretty much, Dingo. Hype, hello, heart, all that good stuff. Nice. And they say howdy a lot. Is it a cowboy-themed stream? Do they play Red Dead a lot? I like howdy.
All right. What next?
Okay, I think we're done talking to her for now.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else? Of course, Detective. Take care.
My goodness, did we do a lot of that. That was a long conversation. And the Pfizer says we'll need 6 month shot as well as a yearly booster. That's going to be pretty much the same thing for all of them, Animal. It's going to be a flu shot, basically, every year. Especially because, I mean, we were already screwed as soon as the thing started mutating. As soon as it started mutating, that means that no shot's going to be forever. We're going to constantly have to take more and more and more until it, like, miraculously goes away. Or, it won't, though. It'll be like the flu shot. But people will get it more than likely because it's way more dangerous than the typical flu. They play all sorts of games. He just says howdy a lot. Oh, that's cute. Okay, so the next thing that she told us that we need to do is research this drug trafficking deal, which we need to go to the Lowry's. Lowry's? Basically where all the cars are stopped. There's one guy right here that was pretty friendly to us, and then there was a really racist one that's not so friendly to us. So before we start talking to him, let's go ahead and increase some of our skills. What do you say? You know, I don't think I put anything in volition. But this is probably a pretty good one to put some points into. Hold yourself together. Keep your morale up. And what do you guys think? What do you think we should be putting points into? We have so many skills to deal with. What do we have? 24 skills? We can make our good skills really strong. We can try to buffen up our weak skills a little bit, although there is a low threshold to those. And you're almost out of the training phase, and then you have a little bit more to learn, and then you're good to go. Oh, that is so exciting, Dingo. You're moving on quick. That's great. And you heard there will be a yearly booster, but they said that the shot is effective for at least 6 months because the shot's only been around for 6 months. That's true. They really don't know. That's what's so scary about this whole thing. We need it because it's so dangerous, but at the same time, it's not really FDA approved. We haven't had the proper science to know future effects and things like that. So it's like, ugh. I like that movie Rat Race. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but I remember enjoying it. Poor Cuba Gooding Jr. That guy was like on a tear, and then his career just went broop. I think after that movie Snow Dogs. Yeah, let's try adding some to volition. There we go. I have had trouble keeping myself together in certain situations.
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man.
We are Animal.
What's
Yeah,
on
I've
your
been...
mind?
Oh, just a second. I've been using this button to kind of help get stats from time to time, and when we run into like a very difficult decision, I'll let you guys choose. Now, I wonder if I can ask him about the drugs outright. Oh, I think on the phone, Animal, that you can't do that. I think it's only on computer. But I'm not sure. At least on my tablet, it doesn't work. So what are you hauling anyway?
Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearms, stuff like that.
See, now I think you actually are.
Time to arrest him.
Wicked. I've always wanted a friend in the underworld.
Ha! No, I'm joking, my man. Found runs a nice, clean business. This haul of cargo is mostly sporting goods. You know, tracksuits and that kind of thing.
We did ask him about this, but one of these guys needs to know something about drugs, right?
They usually get shipped to Grad and the Occident. Though we've been making headway in the Il Moran market lately.
Yeah, so we've actually asked about all these questions
The
before.
man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
So we'll leave him alone. Maybe we have to hustle the information out of the The racist guy, unfortunately. Ernest is another good comedy. Wait, is that the one like Ernest Scared Stupid or Ernest Saves Christmas? Those kind of movies, Waffle? Animal, can I do that? I didn't know that I could put points into a skill in the middle of dialogue. That's kind of cool if you can, but I've been just using it whenever I get them.
Looking for something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
That's right, we did tell him to F off. Oh, no worries at all, Dingo. Thank you so much for dropping in and saying hi. Have a safe drive home and get some good rest. So what are you hauling?
Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation.
Yeah, let's tell him to F off again. What kind of cargo are you supposed to pick up?
Apples.
Apples?
Yeah, apples. I take it you had other questions?
He's given you the runaround. Let's be honest, you were bested.
He's probably messing with us. Ernest Goes to Jail is your favorite? I think I've seen them all, but I've only seen them in like bits and pieces, so I'm never sure which is which. You gotta smoke?
No. He's got a smoke right there, in his fucking hand. Snatch that shit out of his fat fingers. You need it after listening to his garbage.
You're smoking one right now.
It's my last one.
Are you hiding smokes from me? I forgot about that. There was an Army Ernest movie, wasn't there? I vaguely remember that.
Why would I do that? I'm an honest man.
Cool. I changed my mind anyway.
I bet. Sorry I couldn't be of any help.
Okay, we're gonna have to talk to somebody else. We're not getting any information from this one. I thought there was only like 4 or 5 Ernest movies, but there might have been a lot more. I don't remember. Are there any more lorry drivers? I thought that was it. He passed away, didn't he? The Ernest guy? I thought he did, unfortunately. Oh, maybe this person we could talk to. Christian! What's up, Christian? How you doing, dude? Yeah, let's ask this person over here. I tried talking to her earlier. She would not talk to us. Maybe she's the drug dealer.
The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands. In the background,
no,
the radio
I don't think
plays.
so. Oh, it was lung cancer. Oh, that sucks. There was 9 in total. Okay, that was definitely more than I've seen. I think I've only ever watched the Christmas, the Halloween, maybe some of the Army one. I've seen the prison one, I think. And I'm not sure if I've seen anything else. Okay, let me check my notebook again. I could have sworn I was supposed to talk to a Lori about the drugs, but... Let's see, where would that be? It'd be something on Tuesday, right? Oh, direct to video? It's like it didn't come out in theaters, but it came out to like VHS or something back in the day, right? Is it under info on the lynching? There's something that she wants to tell you. You just have to present her with your badge to hear it. Or if you did her a favor, she could waive off the formality. Whatever the case, you need to know what she knows. Yeah, so I'm supposed to talk up to the Loris about the drugs, but it's not actually putting this in here. Oh yeah, I remember all about that 90s stuff. I'm like actually a 90s kid. But to me, to be a 90s kid, you had to be born in the 80s. Because if you were born in the 90s, you're too young to experience most of the 90s. You just wouldn't remember it. So yeah, definitely remember that kind of stuff. I even worked at Blockbuster Video for a long time, but that was in the 2000s. Did it put any more information down here? I don't think so. I thought it would be all in Tuesday. Well, another thing we are supposed to do is find a little girl in the fishing village down the coast, which I don't think we can go get there yet, to find out about the armored gloves. You know what? Maybe I have to talk to her more to actually get the quest. For some reason, it's missing all the details. Oh, you're from 83. I got 1 year on you, animal. 1 year. I was born in 82. An error claim bonus. What do you mean, Waffle? What are you trying to claim? Where are you getting the error? Is it something on the stream, or is it something else? January, actually. So like early 82. I'm almost like one of the oldest, what do you call it? Millennials there are. You're a January baby too? Nice. For the tickets, are you trying to claim one of the, like one of the different sound modes or something, Waffle? You might not have enough. They're pretty expensive.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Okay, so tell me again about this drug trafficking.
The lorries are still stuck at the roundabout. If the police is asking, one of the drivers might admit to it.
I think I screwed it up. So I was supposed to say, okay, I've made up my mind about the drug smuggling investigation. That doesn't mean I'm ready to tell you anything. I think it means we're ready to start the mission.
Yes?
Yeah, this is why I didn't have it. Okay. We will take the case, probe the drivers, see what it yields.
Excellent.
There we go.
According to my reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering near the roundabout. Hopefully one of them will know something. It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open. I can keep the drawbridge up for a few more days at least. You should have the time you need.
I know, Animal 40 next year. That is ridiculous. I can't believe it. Sure doesn't feel like it. So do you click the claim to get more? Oh, that thing, Waffle. So like as you're watching the stream, the little button appears where you can click on it and get more, but it's not working. Is that what you're saying? Try closing the stream, Waffle, and then bring it back up. Maybe that'll fix the problem.
In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance.
Okay, we'll say thank you. Let's go do that. I knew I was missing something. Oh yeah, Animal. I mean, age is just a number. You are as young as you feel. That's how I like to say. My wife is younger than I am, but she feels way older than I am. She's the one with the back pain and other things like that, and I'm like, I'm fine. Things are great. And refresh, it only lasts long, or so long, and sometimes it gets glitchy when it's not there. Yeah, there's different things we have to have people refresh the stream for, Tashi. It's so weird. I know if you subscribe and you don't get the notification to say you subscribed, if you close out and come back, it fixes it. Okay, now we should actually be able to ask them relevant questions.
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man. What's on your mind?
I want to ask him first because he's friendly with us. You seem like a man who knows about drugs.
Ah, man. Me and narcotics go way back. Had some good times surfing the psychic waves of my own consciousness, you know?
Oh, Twitch Prime? You mean like that free sub you can give people, Aminal? Sorry, I was saying animal just because I just read it really quick. Aminal. I love that. Absolutely it does. You don't have to, but that would be super appreciated if you do. But yeah, you can do Twitch Prime pretty much on any stream, I believe, unless they are not affiliated. If they don't have Twitch affiliation, you can't subscribe at all.
But those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man?
Well, I don't care if you've taken drugs. I care if you are smuggling drugs.
Just be straight with him.
Okay, this is being like really straight with him. Let me be straight with you. I'm trying to figure out who's smuggling drugs out of Terminal B. Just tell me. Come on, dude.
We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment from the harbor to load it on their lorry and drive it to Jamrock.
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward a conflagration.
Who do you think could be conducting the drug trade then?
Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions.
I might have been too aggressive with him, possibly. Now it's just gone completely. I don't know what's going on, Waffle Master. I've used it a bit, and it seems to be on a timer. Like if you give it, I don't know if it's like every 10 minutes or 20 minutes, but then you can usually click a button to do that. Oh my gosh, Aminal, what is this? Aminal Hungy 007. Thank you so much for the gift sub to Waffle Master. That was really nice of you. I appreciate that, dude. And that was your first gift sub in this channel. Now, another thing that we do in the stream, Aminal, you can see at the bottom of the screen, there's a bunch of little characters. Everybody that follows the stream gets one of those little avatars. And when we do little celebrations like this, I drop some tokens just like that. And you guys can all type !jump in the chat, and your little character will try to jump up there and grab them. And that gives you extra bonus tokens to the stream. And you can use those tokens to do things like play sound effects. We use them for giveaways. You can use the tokens to customize these little characters as well. Oh yeah, on a phone that might be extra tiny. That's true. Unfortunately, I don't think you could like zoom in very easily, but trust me, they're there. Everybody gets one of these guys. And if you're brand new to the stream and you haven't customized them at all, it's just like a little blank white character. But you can change the colors. You can give them weapons and hats and all different kinds of things. It's cool. Alrighty, so he's not going to give us any information about this drug stuff, but thank you again, Aminal. I really appreciate that. And Phantasma, good catch.
It's not a lie. It's something else. Impossible to say what at this point, but there's something in him. Some trepidation.
He knows something, but he doesn't want to get involved, I don't think. Okay, we'll leave him alone. This guy's cool. Well, dang. Did we talk to this other one? And Aminal, thank you for the follow as well. I really appreciate that, dude. Now you actually have a little character here, so you might have a hard time seeing it, but if I bring it up on my screen... Okay, where is it? I think it waits until the next time you say something. Sometimes this thing's on a timer, but yeah, everybody that follows the channel gets one of these little characters. It's fun. Why'd you throw me? I was looking to see if I could find Aminal. But that's another fun thing, is you can actually grab these guys and just toss them around. There goes Samuel Gordon. There goes myself. I can also pin people on the screen if I want to. If somebody's being bad, put them in timeout. Alright, so we're not going to get anywhere here, but I guess we'll talk to this guy. I don't know who the third person is.
Looking for something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
That happens. Sometimes when somebody... Oh, maybe I dragged him into the token, actually. That might have been what happened. And LA is so expensive. The condos are crazy. Even the down payment is 20%. That's ridiculous, Waffle Master. No, California is just generally a really expensive place to live. There are some places kind of out in the desert, in the boonies, that aren't so bad in California. But in general, it's pretty bad. I think the worst is actually the Bay Area. It's so pricey. It's insane. Yeah, Aminal, I do think you could do that. Like, you could be somebody completely new to a stream and drop a bunch of gift subs, but never be subbed yourself. You would think you would want to, like, sub yourself first, I suppose, but you don't have to. It's an option. And your friend is house shopping now, and it is bonkers. People are paying like $20,000 cash over the appraisal. It makes me tempted to want to sell our house. Honestly, since we've been living in this house, I think the price has increased like $150,000 in the value of our home. But I could sell it and then not be able to afford another house because they're all just as expensive, you know? If I wanted to leave California, yeah, 100%. I could live like a king somewhere else for what the houses cost around here. But this is where my work is. Okay, so let's tell him, you're a lorry man, right? What's your stance on drugs?
Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body.
He takes a long drag on his cigarette. Well, I mean, it's technically a drug.
You know where that shit comes from? Sarah Miriza, Safre, Ilmara. They take the money from our local junkies here and then use it to outcompete us in the manufacturing sector.
Oh, that makes sense, Aminal. They might have even changed how those screens look, you know, because I know they've been promoting doing gift subs because I think there was like a 20% discount for a while. I don't know if there still is, but whenever they promote things, they might change their screen a little bit. That's right, it is 420. I almost forgot I had to pay bills today. I have a credit card due on 420. What a bummer. I got to remember to do that after the stream.
They know they can't beat us in a fair fight, so they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage, racial economic sabotage.
I just want to know where the drugs are, man.
There's Yorin. Take his side in this particular fight.
So our suggestion is telling me we should try to side with him. I don't like siding with this guy, but if it's going to get us what we need, maybe we have to. Portage. I've done that many times, usually when I forget to eat food. We're talking about that game Valheim. Here we go. Listen, I agree. It is our responsibility to keep this poison off the streets of Revachol, right?
He eyes you warily, unsure how to respond. This goes on for about 2 seconds. Then,
I feel like since we pissed him off earlier, he's not going to help us.
damn, it didn't work. You should have signaled you're a nationalist before.
Yep. We did not like what he was saying before, so we screwed that up.
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
Then what are you still hanging around here for? Most other Camioneers have left.
What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking around at night. If they touch my stuff, the bosses will be on my ass like ass cancer.
Let's see, invest in NIO. What is that, Waffle Master? I'm not familiar with that acronym.
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
Maybe we just say nothing and check it out. I kind of want to ask, though. I did see a lorry with the trailer doors open on my way here. Do you know what happened?
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved this country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling in Rags when some kip boys smashed his lock and took damn near everything. Lost his fucking job over it.
Oh, it's a new car brand? Is it like an all-electric thing? Or what's special about the car brand? I'm curious. You're going to see a lot more of that. Probably new companies, startups trying to do all-electric cars before everybody's doing it.
Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to.
I've even heard cars are going to get difficult to buy because they don't have the chips that they need to put in the cars because there's that chip shortage pretty much everywhere. You can't buy video cards, you can't buy consoles, you can't buy all kinds of stuff. It's going to hurt phones, tablets, cars, everything. I'm going to say bad for him, I guess. Oh, they invest in cars. They don't actually manufacture them, Aminal.
It's a fucking travesty, is what it is.
So if it's not you, then who's running drugs for Terminal B?
Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang, that beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well.
Wait, is that the guy that's selling clothes all the way down south? Wait, the street vendor south of here? That guy's a lorry driver?
Of course he's a lorry driver. What? He tell you he's just some simple businessman or some shit? He's selling his employer stuff after he broke the seals on his Humanox lorry.
I might believe that. We'll have to go check him out. Yeah, or that, Phantasma, you actually paid for a computer that they said they could deliver, and they don't deliver. And that was just a 15-second of Google. Research on your own if you want to invest. There's so many different ways to invest. And it's just a gamble. There's no perfect way to invest. You either do something risky, possibly get great rewards, or you invest very boringly, but you get some return.
His tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood. He's your man, all right. 100%.
I wouldn't be so sure about it. Not until we've heard what Sealang himself has to say.
And there you go, Phantasma. You can always give your money to somebody whose job it is to invest. Because Lord knows I don't have time to research all that and keep up with everything. Let them do it. All right, I guess we need to pay Sealang a visit. We did visit him earlier, but I had no idea about drugs.
Guess so.
He grins, contented with himself. I still don't trust this guy, though. Seriously relentless. It's like, he might be right, but man, I don't like him. He might just be trying to get us on this guy because of his race. I don't know. But let's see what we find. Well, of course, Phantasma, because it's a meme now. So 100% that's what kids are going to be talking about. A sewer grate, a gateway to the river of filth. Unfortunately, we can't actually click on that. Yeah, and I love the art style of everything in this game, Aminal. You can zoom out and get a really great view, but when you zoom in, just really cool details and everything. Okay, so this is the guy he was talking about that might be the drug trafficker.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Gosh, do I just go straight for the jugular? What's your stance on drugs? Let's say, where are you from, Sealang?
Me? It's a boring story, officer. Who cares about the past? I'm all business now. All Revachol.
But you're not a local, are you?
Very sharp, officer. I'm Serais, from the Sigai province of the Serais Empire. The apricot suzerainty, you know?
Why is it called that? Lots of apricots there?
The apricot suzerainty is what the Sigai archipelago is commonly known as in Revachol. It's a bit of a fraught term, I'm sure you understand.
Oh, that San Francisco Ace Attorney was ridiculous. We didn't get to explore much of it, but just their politics were ridiculous.
No, apricots come from Sigai. My grandma used to grow them. But Sigai is a shithole. That's why I came to Revachol. Here's much better for an independent entrepreneur. Less laws.
See, sounds like he could be selling something like that. Now, I'm curious, do you guys have any kind of fruit trees or anything growing on your property where you guys live? Our house came with a grapefruit tree and a tangerine tree. We enjoy the tangerines, but Andy and I aren't really big fans of grapefruit. So I think we might dig that out and plant something else there.
Speaking of, why not support an independent local entrepreneur? I send half my profits back to my grandma in Sigai.
Seriously, Aminal, that stuff going on Reddit with all the stocks was ridiculous. It was fun to watch. I'm sure GameStop was really excited for a little while, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to change. You know, their inevitable fate, I suppose.
Well, if it's for his grandma, you should buy a lot of things.
That would be fun to watch, Relentless. It's cool to see a professional actually do that. Sell the tree? I probably could, honestly. I mean, it's fully grown. If I'm going to do anything with it, I should do it sooner than later because it's going to be harder and harder to remove. But we've had it for like 5 years. It didn't do anything for the first probably 2 or 3 years, and now it does a pretty good job of growing fruit. Okay, so this is the last thing we could do. What's your stance on drugs?
Drugs? I don't go in for that, officer. Drugs ruin lives.
I'm sure you don't take them, but what about selling them?
Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty, tasty drugs.
Come on. Oh, you can't say this. We gotta pretend to buy something from him. If I just start asking for the drug dealer, he's not gonna say anything. I'm super into drugs.
That's very cool. A lot of the coolest detectives do drugs.
Oh wait, he knows
Sadly,
we're a detective.
I don't have any drugs on sale. Or at my home, or on my person.
I actually don't like drugs. Nate, what's going on, Nate? How you doing, buddy? Oh, you have apples and plums? See, I would enjoy those more, honestly, than either one of the ones that we have, just for my personal taste. I also wouldn't mind getting a avocado tree. Andy and I eat a lot of avocados. John Cadia doesn't like drugs. Confirmed. That's true. I mean, unless it's like a prescription drug that I need to take.
That's cool. Especially after you already said you're into them. All the coolest detectives in the movies do drugs. And are very conflicted about it. Still, no drugs here.
This guy, he has to agree with whatever we say. He's like, that's so cool. Okay, so we're looking for a lorry driver who is transporting drugs out of the harbor. He or she is in this traffic jam.
That's even cooler. You investigating that and all. But I am not a lorry driver. I'm just a street vendor. I don't know anything about that.
But you are a lorry man. Another driver identified you and your lorry. I've heard that, Animal. You know what? The neighbor behind us, they have an avocado tree. I don't think they like avocados. And it's spilling over into our yard. And they told me anytime I want to go over there, I can just reach over and grab the ones I can reach. Maybe I should say, hey, do you want to trade your avocado tree for this grapefruit tree? My wife would be so excited. And it takes about 3 years to produce edible fruit, kind of how our grapefruit tree was. And I guess our tangerine tree took a very long time as well. But now it's doing great.
Who said that? It's the fat racist, right?
Yeah.
I bet it's him. He has an agenda against me because I'm an immigrant who works harder than he does. He's a hater.
I kind of thought that could be the chance. Grab the avocados, do it. Luckily, I'm tall enough. I can do it. I'm like 6'1". Poor Andy, she's like, give me avocados.
So you admit you're a lorry driver?
No, I just said I work harder and he's an asshole.
Yeah, he didn't actually say he's a lorry driver.
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too.
Aha.
A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream.
It's a little dangerous, though, Relentless, because on our hill that I have to kind of get over to get to the avocados, we have a bunch of cactuses and different things, so it's kind of a minefield, even trying to get up there. So you forgot to tell me?
Exactly. It's such a small part of my life. It's in the rear view mirror now. I'm climbing out of that hole with ingenuity.
Oh, and that's not short at all, Relentless. So that's actually like above average, which it doesn't matter if you're short or tall. It's just, it is what it is. Some things are easier, some things are harder. Me being fairly tall, some things are harder for me. If I have to get down low somewhere, I have to bend over more pain in my back and knees doing that kind of thing. So it's just, it is what it is. All right. Stop squirming. What do you know about the drug operation in the harbor?
Nothing. I told you. I'm not a dumb guy. I don't get involved with that crowd.
You already lied to me once. How can I trust you?
And what crowd is that?
Crowd. You know, the drug crowd.
He doesn't want to talk about them. He's afraid.
It seems like everyone's afraid of this drug crowd, doesn't it? We can say, stop wasting my time. Let's be nice. Who are you afraid of, Ceiling?
Look, there's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please don't get me into this mess. I've spent 15 years working my way up.
Here we go. We're buddies, Ceiling. Help us out. No one will know it was you.
It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady.
The lady driver, guys. That's so descriptive. And the other day, someone on Twitter was saying it was weird to be attracted to girls who were under 5'7" because it's a common height for children. So that was sure a hot take. That's weird. That's weird. I mean, honestly, anybody that makes any kind of generalization, negative, like speech, kind of like that, they're just insecure about themselves. They're just projecting problems that they have with themselves and trying to belittle other people. It's just so stupid. Okay, let's see. Poor Nate cries in 5'6". Nothing wrong with being tall or short. Everybody's awesome in their own unique ways. Some things great being tall for. There's some things that are great being short for. My dad, not my biological dad, but he's my dad for all intents and purposes. He's 6'8". He has a miserable time doing so many things. Sure, he's like a giant and can do so many things you need to be tall for really easily. Just put the star in the tree without even a ladder. But he can't ride roller coasters. He doesn't fit in them. They just wreck him. He has to buy clothing through like special places because you can't just go to any Target or, department store and just pick up clothes because nothing fits. You have to go to very particular places. And of course, it's more expensive and they have a crappy selection. So yeah, there's good and bad things to everything. You're watching your 7-foot tall cousin trapeze around Latin America and trying to get onto buses and stuff. It's miserable. Like, yeah, a lot of my family is way taller than I am, and I would not wish that. It's cool. I mean, they do a lot of cool things as well, and things are easier for them, but some things are harder. So who are these other drivers who talk?
All of them. I don't know. I told you all I know. Are we cool now? I really want us to be cool now.
Please be cool.
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours? The racist or the other one with the tattoos?
I like the guy with the tattoos.
All of them. Even the ones who've left. I don't hang out with them. I don't remember who has tattoos.
Is the lady driver the old woman back there? The dazed out one? I remember that one. She wouldn't talk to us.
I don't know. Maybe. If she is, I haven't gone near her. I don't get involved. I told you.
This poor guy. Oh, and you're the shortest at 5'9", and that's also, yeah, tall height. That's crazy. And you saw a tall guy struggle to get on a plane. That's another thing. If you want to air travel, you always look for aisle seats. Or you may want to pay more for like economy plus or business class because you are miserable in the normal kind of coach seats. No bueno.
It could be. She was strange.
Okay, we're cool now.
All right. I scored. Let's cap this off with a purchase. You can walk away from here with funky sunglasses, detectives. Both of you. You deserve it.
No, I don't want any of your trash. I'm out of here. Okay. Well, we've already tried talking to that woman a couple times. She wouldn't even acknowledge we existed. But now that we have reason to believe she might be trafficking these drugs, I think we're going to get something out of her. Hopefully. There you go, Nate. Honestly, there's times where I need to like get something out from under a couch or something like that. I'm like, babe, I need my wife to do it because my hands and wrists and arms can be just too big to do certain things. So yeah, it's good to have a diverse set of skills with different people. Okay, I think she was right down here. Yeah.
The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands. In the background, the radio plays.
Okay, this could turn bad, so I'm going to try to save it. I don't even think it'll let me save right now. Let's snap our fingers in front of her face.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Oh, yeah? I know how to be more forceful. Snap your fingers twice.
Where am I? Who are you?
Like a magician recalling a subject from hypnosis, you've jolted her back to reality. There we go.
The smile on her face has disappeared, replaced by the wary aspect of a cornered beast.
I was actually hoping you could tell me that. I will never reach under a couch. There are spiders always. You know, every time I say at the end of my Thursday streams that I got to go take out the trash, there's a decent possibility I'm going to get bit by a spider because our trash cans are just around the handles are just covered in cobwebs. And there's some cobwebs like on the gate when I have to like unlock it and take that stuff out there. There's been times where I've come in at night after I've taken out the trash, and I've got like a nice spider bite on like the ridge of my hand or something. I'm like, dang it. I just pray it's never anything bad. It seems just been like normal house spiders and stuff, not like a brown recluse or something that could like do some serious damage where I have to go to the doctor. So thank goodness for that. But it's dark and I'm in a rush. I'm trying to get to bed, so I just grab it and go. Welcome to Florida. Yeah, luckily it's, well, I mean, California, we do have some pretty dangerous spiders too. I live in a horror game and I just willingly do it. Like, if I don't like spiders. I'm not the kind of person that's going to be like, oh, come here in my hand, little baby, and take it outside. I'm not that kind of guy. But I'm also not like running across the house saying we need to burn this place to the ground. I'm not quite like that either. So yeah, I just reach in, grab it. I look, like I kind of take a quick glance. It's dark. I don't see any spiders. I just grab them and drag and just hope that I don't get bit. Okay, so yeah, let's say I was hoping you would tell me that.
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s.
Wait, what's so bad about the 50s?
The men have small jaws and everything is made out of plastic. Why do you need plastic when you can make the world out of amber?
Where else would you be then?
Back in Mecca, during the time of the revolution. The sidewalks and cafes are filled with young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel Buenguerro.
Oh, that's right, Eminel. You said you were in Colorado, right? Yeah, you got some height. Do you not have a ton of spiders in Colorado? I've been there a few times. I didn't notice any. I have been to some deserts. I don't like this story, but one time I was going to a friend's house in wherever it was, somewhere north. I'm trying to think of the town. Actually, can't think of it, but it was kind of like a desert area up north. And I took my laptop in like a laptop bag, got to the house, opened up my bag, opened up the laptop. When I opened up the laptop on my lap, a big scorpion started scurrying after me. Like, how the hell did you get in there? I had never really seen a scorpion up close, so that freaked the hell out of me. Didn't like that at all. Nope. Nope.
Until you came along, that is.
And it was like red too. I was thinking it would be black, but it was kind of like a clearish red. Oh, bugs are rare there? We get a lot of bugs in California, but nothing too scary. Who's Gabriel Buenguerro?
This is Gabriel Buenguerro.
She shows you the photograph in a lavish amber frame.
A strikingly handsome man looks straight at you, his head crowned with a wide brim hat. His hair is dark as an oil slick, and his jaw the most perfectly chiseled thing you've ever seen.
You know, I didn't kill it. When it was scurrying after me, I think I kind of quickly panicked, threw my hands up and like stood up. So my laptop crashed a couple feet to the ground. It was fine, but I think the thing scurried away like underneath the couch or something, and we never found it. When I mentioned it, because I'm not used to seeing scorpions, the people that lived there, they're just like, oh yeah, we get them from time to time. Like it was no big deal. And here I am, not used to them, being like, no, we have to tear apart your house and find this thing and make sure it's extinct. Yeah, now I worry about scorpions too. And you had a bug drop off your ceiling this morning. Aminal, what kind of bug was it?
This man's got a hold over her. Even 50 years later, you can feel it.
He was the biggest star of his day.
Oh.
Girls used to faint in the aisles of cinema whenever he came on the screen. And schoolboys used to memorize all of his lines.
So this is like a famous actor or something that she's obsessed with. That's cute. So I take it you were in Mesk when you were young.
Someone was.
She nods as though her meaning were perfectly clear. Someone? Are these not your memories?
They are someone's memories, boy. What difference does it make if it's me or not?
I mean, kind of makes a difference. Oh, a cockroach. I've never had cockroaches at my house. I mean, knock on wood. Thank goodness, cockroaches got to be terrible. You know what? I actually prefer spiders to like ants. I hate having ants in the house because you never have an ant When you have an ant, you probably have 50, 100, a whole line of them because they're trying to get something. And it's always such a mess and just gross.
They're beautiful. That is all that matters. Beautiful and true. And they will win. They're coming for this, you know? All of this.
She seems to derive some bitter pleasure from this strange thought, as if the past will one day wipe the present away, like a tidal wave approaching.
Where are you moving to, Aminal? Are you sticking around in Colorado, or are you actually leaving town? You had a roach a couple of times, but the house has been sprayed like 4 times a year to make sure everything dies. Dang, Phantasma. Also, thankfully, maybe I could do it for spiders. I don't think it's that bad, but we've never had our house sprayed for any kind of bugs since I've been here. And I've lived in this house for about 6 years. Let's say I have some other questions for you. We could say we're sorry to interrupt your dreaming. I'm curious where that goes.
I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Loman. It was early spring, and the man behind the Black Sun had just come out. The posters were 20 meters tall. Everything was golden.
Oh, I was just thinking, like, is there anything you could do about spiders? Because we have 2 areas of our house where there's too many spiders. I know why. Part of it's my fault. We have some, what do you call them? Like solar lights that turn on when there's motion. Well, what does light bring? A bunch of like moths and different kinds of insects, right? So with that, there's going to be spiders because they want to put webs there and collect all the flying insects. So yeah, we have a ton of spiders near some of those lights. I like to put something to kind of catch them. Oh, you can't fumigate them? I would just like to put a trap or something, but I don't know if they really have those for spiders. They did rats, Aminal, to try to take out the roaches? That is crazy. Never heard of that. We don't have mothballs, no. They do have sticky traps. It's worth a shot. Worth a shot.
While you, people, were tearing each other apart over your petty little revolution, in Meth, it was a golden age.
Okay, let's ask some other questions.
Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
Okay, well, what are you hauling? I think you got some drugs.
Diamonds.
Diamonds? Really?
Of course not. But wouldn't it be marvelous if I was?
Okay, but what are you really hauling? Oh, do mothballs help against spiders? I hadn't heard about that. What do they actually do?
Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine.
That's true. I mean, you don't want anything to suffer, Phantasma. So that does kind of suck. It's like a mouse trap or something. Those things get tortured typically. Sometimes they get killed immediately, but other times they just get stuck for a long time. Oh yeah, it would help against moths, but like, there's other insects that probably don't care about the mothballs that the spiders also hang there around. And a lot of insects like light, I guess. So you don't know what you're hauling in your own lorry.
I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean.
She says that as if something narcotic is the real reason.
What if the cargo is contraband?
Then it's contraband, Loman. What? Do you want to take an old woman in? Be my guest. Lock me away like Bad Hand Hermenegildo.
And before I came here, you seemed away.
She's just a distracted old woman. We should maybe let her get back to her things.
Come on, he thinks. She's not the lady driver.
I don't know about that.
You hear that, Loman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me.
Wait, why is that, Lieutenant?
Nothing. I just don't think she's connected to anything.
Okay.
He's worried, but not for her. For you. What is it about this woman, if she's not connected to anything?
So here's a good question. Should you drive a lorry if you get like that? If you're just kind of losing your mind? Oh, would mint actually help too? I guess if you grew mint around the spiders, does that do something to the insects?
Oh, don't worry about me. I'm one of the best camioners around. I drive roots no one else will.
I have a friend that grows mint. He uses it to make drinks and different things he cooks with. I'll have to ask him for some. Hey, I need some to grow on my property. What routes?
Lomonosov's Udashnaya Zemlya, the Western Plain.
She nods and closes her eyes again, letting her mind submerge.
A terrible cold comes over her, rattling her teeth as she stares inward.
Oh, you're a gardener. Oh, that's really cool.
The Transcatolia Magistral. You for 1A. Adestradas du Mirador. All the good ones. The deep trenches. Where the bluebirds fly.
This is funny. I'm something of an expert in blacking out. You should take better care of yourself. We are. And you do hydro peppers. Yeah, I'm terrible at growing stuff. That's more my wife's thing. But yeah, I'll definitely let her know. That could be really helpful.
You're right, Lowman. I'm the one who should take my health more seriously. Thank you for looking out for me.
A correct appraisal. You're quite shabby.
It's true.
Is that all you woke me up to say?
Let's just say, are you the lady driver?
Did you just call me a lady, Herife?
She clearly doesn't think she's a lady. Don't repeat it.
I was told of a woman driver. You're the only woman here.
I'm not that either, Herife. I've gone too far from it all to remember what was between my legs. It doesn't work like that on the long haul.
So you're not the driver everyone is terrified of.
I'm only terrifying to small children and to those who used to know me.
Why are you scary to people that used to know you?
Because they can no longer recognize the person I once was.
Then who is the female driver I was told of?
How should I know? Do I look like I spend a lot of time with the other communers sniffing around when I have my movies to go to?
Okay, you said long haul. That's...
The big ones, the trucks. There's no women and men there. It's all just...
She hums along, as if to track on repeat.
In the middle of this town, there's a ghostly motorway. It takes all the people where they want to stay.
You feel very cold suddenly, as if standing face to face with a terrifying adversary.
Uh-oh.
Then the feeling dissipates, and all you see is an aging woman.
There's something creepy about this woman. I don't know what yet. Okay, we'll say that's all we needed to know.
Oh, Sim.
The woman stares at you, her mind's somewhere else now, on other matters.
Something in her is pulling towards some unknown rest state. She twitches, like a sleep kick.
So you seem like a woman who knows a thing or two about drugs.
What do I need drugs for, Lowman? What I see, what I feel, the great adversary, no drugs can compare.
Gosh, do we try to pretend to be buying drugs? I don't think that's going to work because she knows we're a cop. That's not really what I was getting at.
Then what were you getting at?
This line of questioning is going nowhere. Try harder.
What is it exactly you're hauling? Oh, and think of having a friend for a plant, having a beneficial friend for a larger plant. Why can't your weed be a companion? I mean, sometimes they can be very useful, right, Eminal? Especially if something like a mint could be considered a weed.
You're man, Lowman. What of it?
Okay, let me put it another way. Are you smuggling drugs through Terminal B? We're just going to come out and say it.
Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way.
You said earlier you don't know what cargo you're hauling. Could it be drugs?
Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramiris to Grad on the U41A. What do you think they take from Saramiris to Grad, Lowman?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
It's diamonds, Lowman, obviously.
Damn this. Make her answer.
I didn't ask you about the diamonds, did I? I don't care about that.
Diamonds are good for you, Lowman. You should try them sometime. Make yourself pretty like Eva de Zoras.
If you had to guess, who do you think is smuggling drugs around here?
Easy. is the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Never trust a poet. Also, he's the
Oh,
only
no.
one I can see from here.
I think everybody's gonna blame everybody else, aren't they? Okay, if you're not involved, then why are you still waiting here?
Where do you want me to go? This isn't so bad. I can listen to music, or the seagulls. Look at all the colors and the features of this world. It's a good palate cleanser, this jamboree. Or I can just relax and let my mind carry me back where it will, to the great plains.
Aminal, they're sleeping. Shh. They're listening to this crazy lady rant.
I think we're done here, no?
Yeah, we're not getting anything from this woman. Thank you for now.
Yes, go. Enough jamboree. I need to get back to Mesquite.
Well, dang, we got the guy that's selling a bunch of stuff. We have the really chill guy that we got to talk to. He seemed nice. We got the racist guy, and we got this old lady. None of them really stand out like, to me, they are a drug dealer. I don't know why that guy really put me on her. I didn't get the vibe. Although, can we look at her stuff? You know, there was one other thing somebody mentioned, that one of the trucks had opened up and spilled a bunch of white bottles everywhere. I think we should probably check that out. Where was that, though? I'm not sure where it is. Once we can find that, we might get some more details about what's actually going on here. I'm assuming it's going to be back this way. Is it back here? I do see a truck that looks like it's open. Let's see, you're here for the alternative lines people take? Oh, nice. Yeah, it's fun to see just how everybody handles situations differently, right? Okay, well, that's where he was selling stuff. We can look through all of his things, but I think we already did some of that.
The shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100% guarantee.
Yeah, so he has like sunglasses and like clothes and stuff.
Stylish shades, huh? They'd be even more stylish if you paid for them with net worth. Go over and ask him.
Leave these for now.
Yes?
Oops, didn't mean to click on him. What about this thing behind him?
You see two lowly, defeated speakers, thralls, slaves basically, perched atop them like conquerors surveying the land. A pair of found, durable wear sneakers, ultra serious.
They make me look so cool. You do get stats from all these clothing items, which I enjoy. That's pretty funny.
I can see you have a taste for luxury, officer. Can't keep your eyes off those sneakers?
We just have so little money right now. I don't want to spend that kind of money. Oh my goodness. Aminal, what are you doing, dude? Aminal Hungy007. Thank you so much for the sub. I really appreciate that, man. After the gift sub, you still came back around and did that sub. I appreciate it. Let me drop some tokens in there for you guys. And there we go. I know you were on your phone, so you might not be able to see it. But that little guy right there floating around, that's your character. Sometimes it takes a little bit for them to appear, but you do have a guy there. Nice catch, Relentless. Good job. Oh, and thank you again, Aminal. I appreciate that. Not only for that, but also the gift sub, too.
Speaking of luxury, you should go over and ask about paying for those sneakers with your net worth.
I don't want the sneakers. Leave. Unless we can inspect them for drugs, huh?
A pair of found ultras. The design is impossibly sleek and simple. A futuristic silhouette with a sleek monochrome colorway, a jet black upper, and a silver-lined midsole.
I mean, they could be smuggling drugs in one of these things. You never know. Oh, yeah, on the PS4 on the TV, you can see it a lot better, right? Oh, and it's 10:53. Yeah, you guys are an hour ahead of me in California, so it's only 9:53 for me.
Those sneakers, mister. Those sneakers are the latest found sneakers. Super air, super fine, super cool. Only 50 real.
Seriously, Tajay, I've lost so much time to that game. It's ridiculous. Oh, get some sleep, dude. 5 hours? That's like a bare minimum for me. If I can only get 5 hours, I'm out. I gotta go. Let's inspect the speakers real quick.
These once respectable speakers have been conquered, reduced to a mere prop by the indomitable Faun Ultras atop them.
Oh, does it upconvert like Twitch and things pretty well to 4K? I was gonna say you don't want to see this in 4K. I can't upload in 4K, but an upconverter could make it look a bit better, I'm sure. Tasha, your tower looks so much cooler than mine. I just barely got started. I'm still not sure what I want to do with it. I'm hoping tomorrow night I have some more time to work on it.
No, don't look at the speakers, officer. Look at the sneakers. The sneakers are the stars here.
He doesn't want us to look at the speakers, huh? Because there's drugs in them? What about the speakers, though? Doesn't anyone want those speakers?
These, officer? These speakers are Samaran garbage. I'm ashamed to even use them for props. Don't waste your time on them.
Can't I just buy the sad conquered Samaran speakers?
No way, officer. These aren't for sale. They're bad speakers. Low-fi socialist junk.
That's why I want them. I think I might be lo-fi socialist junk myself.
No, officer. You're a high-class policeman who accepts nothing less than the best. Lucky for you, I've got the best on sale.
Really shady that this guy doesn't want to sell us these speakers, huh? Oh, the box below the TV does the up conversion? Nice. What do you have that does that? Is it like your receiver? And you just started on the walls on the second floor and made a balcony? Oh, there you go. But took you long enough you'd want to do more. That's so time consuming, but it's like addicting at the same time, isn't it, Tajay? I like this. You don't know what I am. I don't even know it myself. I want the speakers.
Well, if you want them...
He pauses for a moment, calculating.
But see, they are the pedestal for my sneakers. If I let go of the speakers, where will the sneakers go? I can't leave premium lifestyle sneakers on the ground. If, on the other hand, you wanted to buy the sneakers too, I could maybe throw in the speakers for little extra. 50 cents?
Oh my gosh, it's $50? Can't I just buy the sad speakers?
No way, officer. These aren't for sale. They're bad speakers. Low-fi socialist junk.
Play Fortnite with you, Christian? I haven't played Fortnite in so long, Christian. I remember I played it for a few weeks when it first came out, but I just couldn't get into the building aspect of it. I love shooting games, but the idea of like shooting and building all at the same time, my brain just couldn't wrap around it. I could just shoot and then get killed because I wasn't defending myself. Okay, I'm going to back out and save it and then buy those speakers with all my money just to see if that's where the drugs are. I don't think they are, but you never know. I'll say, you're right. I don't have time for junk. I lead a luxury life.
That's right, officer. You're a high...
Okay, let's leave. I don't think this is going to be the solution, but I want to try it. Let's see. I thought it was only old games, the more you know. I play all kinds of games, Christian. I mean, we've played some games when they first come out. Like we played Last of Us 2 when that first came out. A lot of horror games when they first come out, actually. But yeah, we do a little bit of everything here. Drolshenka, show me your feet. You're going to get banned there, Drolshenka. How's it going, Drolshenka? How's it going? Good to see you. How is your week going so far? How was the party? I didn't get to talk to you after the party, but did it all go well? I'm hoping all the Rock Band equipment worked out to your liking and everything just worked smoothly. I don't know if I would jump back into that, Christian. It would take something special because I just wasn't a big fan of the mechanics of the game. Like, I like shooting, but I didn't like building and shooting at the same time, personally. I probably would enjoy one of those, what do you call them? Battle Royale games that is just focused on the shooting. I'd probably enjoy that a bit more, which there's a lot of them now.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Wait, can I not ask him to buy anything now? Oh wait, I have to click on it, that's right.
The speakers below are banged up and worthless. The sneakers
There we go.
triumph over them. They're the star of the show here.
And it was a success, Drolshenka. That's awesome. Oh, good to hear. Never played Prop Hunt, but I think I've heard of that game. That's where players can hide as just random items and other players need to find them, right? Like a hide and seek sort of thing. Yeah, Fortnite originally was like a cooperative something or other game, but then that game just kind of got, ignored. What was it called? Save the World? And now I don't even know if it's a thing anymore, but that's what it originally was.
You should go over and ask him about paying for those sneakers with your net worth.
Okay, so let's go through this process. Oh, that's the name of your Sony receiver, isn't it? Eminal. Nice. I need to get a new receiver. Well, I need to get a new TV. That's 4K, HDMI 2.1, all that fancy stuff. And then get a new receiver because it all goes hand in hand. That is the receiver. Nice, dude. Yeah. Never played Prop Hunt. So let's ask, can we just buy these speakers?
No way, officer. These
But
are
I
for
need
sale.
some
They're bad
speakers.
Well, if you want them, but see, they are the pedestal for my sneakers. If I let go of the speakers, if on the other hand, you wanted to buy the sneakers too, I could maybe throw in the speakers for little
Oof.
extra.
Okay, we're going to
50
try this.
cents?
It's going to take all of our money. I'm going to load the game if this is not correct, because that's just terrible to spend all your money that way. Let's do it.
Super cool. Now the premium lifestyle is yours, officer.
The sneakers seem to vibrate in your hands with
Ooh.
an almost mystical energy.
Okay, now let me buy the speakers.
The junk is yours, officer. Happy listening. Try not to hurt your ears with that Samaran garbage.
Okay, now that we own the speakers, let's inspect the speakers. Are your speakers older? Honestly, Aminal, old speakers are fine. That's one cool thing about speakers is they're going to be great for a very, very long time. If they're high quality speakers, they're always going to be high quality speakers. Technology in speakers doesn't change so much to the point that you need to upgrade them all the time. It's pretty much Drolshenka. This is true. And Among Us put a preview over their 15-player lobby today. Oh, the bigger games in Fortnite. That's cool. Poor Relentless. I never played Prop Hunt or Fortnite. I guess the biggest new trendy game that I jumped into is Valheim. And I'm still absolutely obsessed with that. Christian, have you played Valheim? Because if so, you're not playing new games. It's newer than Fortnite. Fortnite's kind of old now. Okay, inspect the speakers.
These once mighty speakers have been conquered, reduced to a mere prop by the indomitable Found Ultras that used to crown them.
No, don't look at the speakers, officer. Look at the sneakers. The sneakers are the stars here.
But I already bought the sneakers.
So you did. Now put them on and look at them, officer. Make the people jealous of your premium lifestyle.
Inspect the speakers again.
These once mighty speakers.
No, don't
he's only
look
gonna
at
keep
the
blocking us.
speakers, officer. Look at the sneakers. The sneakers are the stars here.
Okay, poor little speakers.
No, don't pity them, officer. These are old Samaran garbage. Don't even look at them.
But we bought the speakers, right? So if I go to my inventory, under items, here they are. Why did you even buy those? There are no magic speakers. These are lame speakers. All they ever did is produce a faint memory of a song that you're trying to listen to. Sell them for cash. So I think I did just lose a bunch of money. But we got some nice sneakers, I guess. It increases our reaction speed and hand-eye coordination, but drops our encyclopedia. That's probably worth it. I mean, we get 2 skills and -1. Maybe that's better than what this was doing. Honestly, I feel like we almost need to equip different things for every single facet of the game. Like, oh crap, we're going to go into this area. Let's equip these items so you're, best equipped to handle it. Poor Relentless. I'm always 100 years late to everything. I'll also say, like, I'm primarily a single-player game player. I don't do a whole bunch of multiplayer games, but sometimes I will jump onto one with my wife, and we have a good time. And Fortnite died because they got greedy. Apple and Google would have taken more money for them forever. I'm curious. Fortnite's still really popular, though, right? Like, if you go to Twitch, where's Fortnite on, like, the top 10 games? I'm sure it's still in the top 10. Dang. Okay, well, I was hoping that we would find something. What about here? In this?
Keep coming back. That's good, officer. Keep browsing those clothes. Keep saving that economy.
I'm just looking for your drugs, man.
If he really wants to save the economy, he'd let you pay with net worth. Go over and ask him if you can.
Oh, have a good night, Phantasma. Thank you for joining us. Get some great sleep.
You find your hands deep in tattered and faded garments made from weird polyester blends that make your body itch and sweat in all the wrong places.
That's true, Tajay. They're worth $5. I paid 50 cents, but I spent $50 on sneakers I didn't want.
Economical, but also trendy. Look first hand, buy second hand. Keep the economy moving.
Okay, I don't want to buy any more clothes. We're good. Well, darn it. Okay, well, we gotta check a few other people for these drugs. Where are the drugs? Let's see if we can ask this guy again. Everybody's blaming everybody.
Still here. Stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up?
Okay, I heard that one of the drivers is a woman, but I don't think she's here. Do you know this lady driver?
I don't want to talk about that.
He shifts around, suddenly uncomfortable, then looks away. I don't mean to pry, but I need your help. She may be involved with the drug business. Now, we worked with this guy earlier. He was really cool, so I'm hoping he helps us out. It could be worthwhile gear. That's true, Tachi. Maybe the sneakers will be more useful than I'm thinking they would be.
Man, I was hoping it isn't going to be her. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some evil drug trafficker. And I don't know where she is.
Well, now he's given us more information. I don't want to call him a liar right then. I want to keep him giving me info. So who is this person? What's her name?
Thank God I don't know. People here call her the Lady Driver. She kept her name a secret. From me, too. Now I see why.
So who is she to you?
A friend? An acquaintance. I don't know. She was the only person in this damn jam I could talk to. She's someone I don't want to rat out to the law, okay?
Ah, darn it. Of course, the only person that's friendly with us is her friend. Well, what does she look like?
A youngish woman. Gruff, but in a cool way.
So not that old woman. All right.
What color hair?
Blue and violet. Dyed. It was violet when she got here. Blue before she went.
Have we seen anyone with blue hair?
Then she may have dyed it again.
Or any color hair, for that matter. I asked you who's conducting the drug trade. You said you didn't know. Now you're saying you do?
I didn't, man. I told you I was hoping it's not her. That she wouldn't be mixed up in it.
That's true. You didn't really know.
He still is, hoping. It's just wishful thinking on his part, not trickery.
So when did she leave?
Damn, I don't want to... Please just let it go. Whatever she did, it can't be that bad. She's not a bad person. I know that much.
Well, let's see. And Valheim really needs to give us a way to protect wood structures without having to put roofs on them. Oh, you mean how like the water just destroys them so quickly, Tajay? That would be nice. It does suck having to do roofs for like almost everything.
We can't just let it go. It's part of a police investigation.
Or you just deal with that weathered look as part of the aesthetic, I suppose. You could do that too.
That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation. The girl's troubled. If you hunt her down, she may not survive it. I can't have that on my conscience.
It won't come to that. We won't pursue her on this. This is information only.
I don't believe you.
You said she's troubled. How?
She's got the darkness in her.
Oh.
That young person's darkness when you think it's all over. And you're looking for a way out.
You guys ever played that game, The Darkness? It was a cool, like, first-person shooter back in, like, the early 2000s, I think it was.
She shared this with you?
Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her.
I was told everyone's afraid of her. You're not?
I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked. And she told me, too, that she's had a violent life. But I wasn't afraid of her. More like for her.
Did this violent life include drug trafficking?
Probably.
Well, it looks like it did now. But we didn't talk about that. We talked about life, you know? She talked about her mind.
Hold on. Her mind?
The way it worked. The trouble it was giving her.
The pain it was causing her.
When she left, did she leave her lorry behind?
Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay? There are plenty of drivers here who couldn't stand her, or were afraid of her. They'd be more than happy to rat her out.
Oh, poor Tommy. Yeah, I think it only drops down to 50%, but then they kind of look crappy when the wood deteriorates like that, doesn't it?
He's right. There are other options. The raceman, for one. Push Tommy and it will break his heart and his spirit. Don't expect you to be pals. Now is not the time to focus on feelings. You need that info, son.
Gosh, what do I do, guys? I'm going to let you guys help me vote. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a vote, and on the screen, you guys get to pick which option you want. Do we say, put yourself in my shoes? I need this for another investigation, too. It's important. I can't blow it. Or she's a suspect, and I need you to tell me where she is. Or I can't finish the investigation. That's forcing Tommy. Or, fine, I will drop the matter for now. Find another way. Now, Tommy's like our friend now. He's the only guy here that's actually friendly with us. So it would suck to do that, but at the same time, other people might not talk to us. I don't know. So, get ready to vote. 3, 2, 1, go for it. This is a tough decision to make. So I'm going to give it to you guys. I'm going to log off, going to end up, or you're going to end up back on Valheim, and I'm already going to die tomorrow at work. Dude, get some good sleep, Tajay. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you again for the sub. Maybe I will see you in the game tomorrow. All right, take care, dude. Ooh. We have 50% for this, 33 for this, and 17 for this. I was actually, if it was just me, I would have voted find another way. But we're going to ask him without pushing him. So maybe it won't turn out so bad. Let's try this. Put yourself in my shoes.
You're not going to put a bullet in your head if you blow it, are you? Because she's on the edge, man.
I wouldn't be so sure, Tommy. Imagine it. An explosion of stars. Goodbye world of men, money, and machines.
Oh no, we have another vote. That was not a valid option. Okay, one more vote, guys. Go. Force Tommy or find another way. You got to pick one of the more radical choices. We can't go with the nice, easy, medium choice. Okay, you guys are on my side for the most part. All right, we'll tell them we'll find another way.
Thank you, friend. Wow, this makes me feel like I should pick up smoking again.
Oh no.
Would help with my rhymes, too.
Okay, that's all for now. Well, with that said, let's go to the racist guy. Maybe we can get some info. He would probably rat her out.
Looking for something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
Although, he hates us, and he also tried to rat out the wrong person, so I'm not sure. Where's this lady driver?
I don't know what you're talking about.
First, you knew Sealing didn't do it.
He did something. He stole his employer's goods and another lorryman's job. You should be thankful for the tip.
Come on, dude.
He's been expecting this. He's really puffed himself up.
Then why are you smirking?
Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Revachol West. You don't run Martinez. You don't run anything.
So who does? The lady driver?
No. He means La Puta Madre.
The name resounds like a bell in the air, a dark gong. You get a bad feeling about it.
Uh-oh. What's going on?
Looks like the lieutenant has a plan. Let him do this.
Yes, please. Take it, Kim.
Yeah, him.
Cross your arms and nod.
Then I presume you are familiar with his peonies.
Wait, his what? What did you say?
Yeah, they're his little bitches. He's got them all over the unions.
Not just the unions. He has peonies everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM. Dirty fucking peonies who'd do anything for him. Multi-ethnic drug addicts.
Say nothing. Just let it ride.
You're not peonies. You wouldn't be investigating a drug thing if you were.
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were, and one of Madre's drivers were to be stealing from him, then it's a good peony's job to find out who that is.
Taji, I thought you were going to bed, dude.
It's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Padre Madre angry. But a stupid fucking racist is standing in the way, protecting this fucking thief.
Yeah, I know I've heard some of that term before, but never looked up the exact meaning. I knew it was bad, though.
I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protection of the Lorrymen and Carters Guild.
You've seen that corpse in the ceramic armor there. Did his shitty little guild protect him?
Touché.
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
He tries to light a fresh cigarette, but his hands are shaky now. The sentence simply ends. Go, Kim!
The lieutenant turns and gives you a barely perceptible nod. I softened him up as best I could. Now it's on you to finish the job.
Ooh, okay, we gotta do this, guys. I need your help. So we have to use Formidable, which my guess is like physical. So when I click on this button right here, it's going to give you guys a choice to give me some more stats. Try to give me more physical, because I think that'll help our roll. Right now it's only 58%. Let's see if we can bump those rookie numbers up. All right, ready, set, go. All right, let's see if this works. I hope this works. That would be great. Oh, get some sleep, Taji. We're going to wrap up here pretty soon, too. Right after I kick this guy's butt. 3, 2, 1. All right, let's see if that changed anything. Hey, 72. That's way better. Thank you, guys. All right. Now, how does that work exactly? Do I get some points for everybody that does it? Or is it like if you guys as a majority vote to help, then I get 1 point towards that? I don't really know the mechanics. All right, but that's sweet. Okay, fingers crossed. 72%. We can do this.
Men like this only respect two things: strength and fear.
Oh, perfect. Thank you, Taji. I was thinking that's what it was, because that kind of makes it the most fair. Whether you have one viewer voting or, 100 viewers voting. Majority makes it fair for every streamer. Oh, yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't actually tried it myself. I think you probably have to click vote to, submit it, but I'm not sure.
Time to turn up the volume.
All right. Show me her lorry right now. The lady driver's lorry. Where is it?
Fuck you. I told you. I'm not gonna...
Yeah, I think you will.
There. His voice grows smaller as yours.
Oh, geez. You guys are going to help me with this. What do you want to say? I'm going to you for the rest of your life. You understand? That's number one. Number two, I've been to your lorry. I know where it is. I'm going to burn it down. You hear me? Or, what's your name, fuckhead? I'm going to go to the police radio saying this guy told Madre to off. Oh my goodness. What a way to wrap things up. All right, let me know what you want to do. They seems like they would all work. But possibly, maybe if we said, like, we're going to burn your lorry down, maybe he doesn't care about the lorry so much. So there could be possibly one that isn't as effective. I'm not sure how that works. All right. Well, we are going to burn his lorry down. That's his job. You would think that'd be important to him. Fingers crossed.
Look, fuck you, man. It's some lorry down there. Green, banged up thing. I don't fucking know who she is.
All right. So the green one down there, banged up.
When did she go away?
I don't know. I don't even know her name. She just rolls with the fleet and acts like a big shot. Some dyke, probably. I haven't even seen her for days.
Now it's not a big deal for him anymore. This is how he saves face.
Where exactly is her lorry? Tajay's stream full of pyros. I knew I liked it here.
Past the monument. Down there. The Green Temple. Now leave me the fuck alone, okay?
A small temple by the monument. Green. Let's get into that lorry.
All right, let's check that out before we wrap things up.
Looks like he got his adrenaline up, too.
All right, I'm going. We're done with you. Nice. Good job, guys. And thank you for helping with that roll, because the 52% or 58%, I wasn't very positive about that. But 72, much better. Okay, so there's a green one right here. Is this it? He said it was near the monument, right? Oh, no, this one right here. Okay, let's check this one out.
This green found, A to Z, contemporaire, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
This must be the one he told us about, unless he was lying.
Okay, peek in the window first.
The glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely make out the shape of the seat and 2 steering levers. It feels like you're peeking into someone's home residence. Inside it's private, cozy, warm, dusty too.
Okay, try the handle. Probably not going to work.
The door is locked. The handle looks shiny, like it's recently replaced.
Oh. How are we going to open this, Kim?
Use the pry bar to smash the window. Open it from the inside.
Really? Nothing less destructive we could do?
This has been hard enough. No need to make it any harder.
Oh my gosh, that is really challenging for us. Oh, because we don't have the tool equipped. Instead, we would just punch it with our fist. Yeah, let's not do that. Let's go to our inventory. Tools. Here's the pry bar. Let's see. Okay, pry bar is equipped. Much better now. That would have been embarrassing.
This green found, A to Z.
Ooh, 42%. That's still not very
in the
good.
shadow of the ruins looming overhead.
I'm gonna ask for a lifeline. You can't do this super often. There has to be a break in between times you do this. I think there's like a 3-minute break, but honestly, that's probably enough for every time. So physical again, guys. I think we need physical. Ready, set, go. Let's get those rookie numbers up. We're at 42%. I bet one more point into physical will make it around 60, maybe 65 or so. So fingers crossed we could do this. 58. Oh, I was close. I thought about 60. Okay, let's do this, guys. Come on, come on, come on.
With a firm grip, you raise the pry bar. A glint of light catching on the tip. Call down the hammer of truth and justice. Release your secrets, lorry cabin.
I love this. F the police. We're the police, and then we smash it. I'm going to say, I'm sorry.
The window shatters, and droplets of glass fly everywhere, shattering over the lorry floor and pavement.
Nice. Give us the power.
Subtle.
Says the lieutenant, and sticks his hand in the window, like a common car thief, and then opens it. I know, I'm so sad. Like, I don't want to break your crap, but I have no other way of getting in.
The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals.
Okay, we got some stuff to check out here. Let's check out the posters.
These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the last century.
Wasn't that old woman that was kind of off on her own little adventure in her mind really on about some, like, old movie star?
One of them particularly catches your eye. A centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat.
Study the centerfold.
The actress is draped in a sheath dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera. A feeling of tenderness washes over you. A longing even, perhaps. And gentle tragedy.
Bared shoulders. Ooh, no. We can't have that.
Wait, doesn't she resemble someone you know? But you can't put your finger on whom exactly.
Of course, because our memory is garbage.
The actresses and the rear actor all smile you a warm goodbye. A radio transmitter is attached to the dashboard and a toolbox sits under the driver's seat.
Okay, let's check out the radio.
Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed.
Darn it.
Likely by the missing lady driver.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least.
Why would anyone need so many radio stations?
For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. This is all shortwave, UW and UKV.
Or for different drug dealing stuff, huh?
Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. The nerve center of a huge operation. With quite a range, too.
Is there anything we can do with the radio?
Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without a dial key.
Okay, what else is here?
The smell of 1,000 cigarettes, some dead actresses,
Okay, let's check the pedals.
A rusty old. You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here, a hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench, have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver. But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle.
Why would you put sandpaper down there?
Sandpaper adds extra grip.
Oh, yeah. I guess if you got a really slippery pedal. We'll say, it looks like the driver glued some sandpaper to the throttle to offer some extra grip.
Sandpaper? A novel technique?
Okay, back up into the cabin.
The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. There's a radio transmitter
Let's
in the front.
pull out the toolbox.
And a metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper.
Ooh, what do we got here?
It's an issue of Périphérique from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages.
Pick up the note.
It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the Ulan frequency system. These formulas look oddly painful. Maybe it's the hangover, but they give you a headache.
Hopefully Kim knows something about it.
The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before.
Darn it.
I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
Okay, push in the pull-out
The
toolbox.
pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. The rest is as it was. Radio, posters,
Okay, close
a
the door.
trace of motor oil smell. Close the rusty old lorry door.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? Before we return to Joyce?
That's good, though. We have something to report. That's awesome.
All right, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep.
Seems like something the police would do. What do you think of all this, Kim?
Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net. I'm not sure what the Ulan frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks.
Get to be more subtle nobody can accidentally jump onto your, radio frequency to hear what you're saying.
Listening in on your calls between you and your station, a worrying prospect.
What about the movie posters? I don't think they're connected.
As elegant as they are, I don't think they are relevant to the drug trade.
Don't be fooled. Desire always plays a role.
A lot of women there, especially for a lady driver's cabin. Oh my gosh, perish the thought, guys.
Yes, well...
it's the thing, John.
Unimportant.
So how do you think this is connected to the Union? I love how they let you go down these, stupid rabbit holes that are, obviously not a right answer, but your character pretends like they are, which is great.
We didn't find anything conclusive linking them to the smuggling operation. But somehow, I doubt that Everard Clare would be oblivious to something like this happening right under his nose.
You're right, Relentless. It's a thing. Harry's like, I don't remember gay. What is gay? Come on, Harry.
My suggestion is, we use it against the Union in any way we can, to our own ends. It's a slippery hill, but we just might be able to pin them down, indirectly.
That would be awesome if we got some dirt on them. Will the RCM open an investigation into this?
We should return to the murder case. See what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest our narcotics department look into it.
Cool.
There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation, sometime later when we are done here. We do not want to get caught in that.
He stops to think. What are you thinking?
The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madrid grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome.
Corruption?
All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either.
Maybe they're all tied into that mob, Okay, debrief over?
Debrief over. After you.
Perfect timing. All right, so at the start of the next stream, which, by the way, Thursday is going to be a long stream. Hope to get a lot of progress in this. We got to go back to Joyce, tell her what we found, maybe not tell her too much, and get some more information on the lynching. And then try to nail something on Everett. It's getting crazy. Okay, so let me do an actual save, not a quick save. Always feel better doing one of these. There we go. I bet it's pretty difficult to know how far you are into this game because things can seemingly be done in any order you want to a certain point. And it's hard to know what is actually part of the main plot and what's just like a side quest. Some things are obviously side quests, but looking at the list, there's a lot of those that it seems important, but it might not be. I'm not sure. Man, the amount of time they put into doing voice acting for every single character in as good of quality and everything they did, that was like a Herculean task.